King Drew.
Hit that LeBron on him, man.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of First and Foremost Podcast. Man, the comments is going crazy, man. I see about a good comments.
We didn't even get started yet.
No, we didn't even got started, man. So, as you guys know, our featured guest today is going to be Money Man Kelly via Donna Kelly's dad. Man, we're going to talk with him about NIL, navigating the market, all that good stuff, man. So, we cannot wait to get all the way into it. But as you guys can see, got my boy Bacon to the right.
Yeah.
Got Jerome down below, man. How y'all boys feeling tonight before we get to our first and foremost?
Man, good. Actually, a little tired. I was a little tired, man. But, we work early mornings. But ain't nothing, man. Like LeBron said, if you tell your mind you tired, you tired. But if you don't tell it, you all right. Jerome got that good French cut. Now, who you went to, bro? Diamond Cuts?
Shout out to my girl Bree. She hooks me up. She does the hair. She has the cut. She fires. So y'all know Bree. Find Bree. She's at King Cuts in Snellville, Georgia.
Snellville, Georgia. She lines you up. Pencil thin.
Everything, man.
Hey, that boy ready. What's going on, man? Good. What up? All right, man. So let's get started. Let's go to the first and foremost. Bacon, I'm starting with you, man. What is your first and foremost on this Tuesday night?
First and foremost, man, this pollen is killing me, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. But realistically, first and foremost, man, I think LSU, for all my LSU fans out there, women's basketball specifically, I think we need to let Fly Johnson be the primary ball handler at least for a little bit of time until Van Lith can get it going, man. Because FloJo hit some tough buckets right now, man. They gonna need that this upcoming Friday, or it might go home early. But I think they're gonna be good, man. And then of course, I don't know if y'all seen the little talk around Kim Mulkey right now, which got the New York Times reporter, LA Times reporter after right now.
Washington Post.
Oh, Washington Post, yeah, Washington Post. So you know what I'm saying. But that's my first and foremost. Start FloJo, give it the ball, man. Let it be more the primary ball handler because she's in some tough buckets right now. What you got, Jerome?
First and foremost, I want to thank my boys from holding it down last week, man. You had an incredible podcast. I was so jealous that I couldn't get on. I had the craziest migraine. I get those every once in a while. So, I thank you guys. It was an incredible podcast last week, man. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go back to either one of our YouTubes or go on all of them. Go back to all of them. Go like every single one and just choose one and watch the whole thing. But it was incredible. Coach Tank, man, great job. So definitely wanted to point that up for you guys. I definitely held it down. It was a great podcast.
Appreciate that, man.
I was jealous.
No doubt. For me, man, I got to go to the boys, man. I got to go to the NCAA tournament, man. I know last year I was not this vested, man. It was not this good, bro. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But this year, man, it has had it. Houston, Texas, they go on a 12-2 run to get back in the game and to win.
Yeah.
Get them for their money. We still got some top teams in there. Still got UNC still is in there. Still got Duke, Tyrese Partner going off, McCain going off. Man. This is just such a much better tournament, in my opinion. So I think I can't wait for the Sweet 16 this weekend. So that's my first and foremost. NCAA tournament has been lit. And watch out, man. I'm telling you, UConn is the team to beat, man. I like what they could do depth-wise, the inside, the paint. It's going to be a fun tournament. And the game of the week, I think, in the Sweet 16 is Houston versus Duke.
Dude, come on, bro. I like Duke.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, Houston got a good defense, but Duke can stretch it. If McCain and Project can shoot like they've been shooting, and then Filipowski in the paint, that's a tough out, bro. But, hey, we're going to see. Duke has not beaten a team that's higher ranked than them since 1994. No, can't wait for that one. That's my first and foremost.
That's a great stat. Y'all ready to bring the guest on, man?
Rock.
Hey, man, if you watch it, tell your mama, you know what I'm saying, tell your daddy,
Your
And
auntie.
if you a parent, call your friend that needs some help with the NIL, that football recruiting, because we finna get to it, man. Without further ado, we'll welcome the man of the hour, man, Mr. Kelly down there, Kelly's pops. You know what I'm saying? He finna drop some game on us today, man. So shout out to you, man. Appreciate you coming on. Yeah.
Get right, Donna.
Yeah, gotta get it right, man.
You gotta get right. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing
Good,
good,
man.
I'm
man.
good, man. I'm
Good, man.
good.
Thank y'all for allowing me to be on this podcast with y'all great guys, man.
Most
Great
definitely.
minds.
We appreciate it, man. It means a lot.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Like Chick-fil-A, man. My pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Me and Bacon know too much about. I mean, me and Najee know too much about
These
that.
boys are good Chick-fil-A workers right over here, man.
I was too. That's what I'm. Hey, I know a little bit about it too. So
Ah,
yeah, I did a little bit of Chick-fil-A too back in the day.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
you got it crazy. You got a little story from Chick-fil-A back in the day, man.
Man, no, man, Chick-fil-A, man, it just it like working with the telltales in the school, man. Working with working with the people who like to tell on everybody, man. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta be easy around. I was just a delivery driver, man, but it's hardcore, man. I like how they do their system though.
Nah,
I
for
like
sure.
Chick-fil-A as a business, as a company.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna hop right on to it. Now, you want to start? You want me to segue in?
Nah, go ahead, bro. You got this one.
All right, man. So it's no secret, man. You are the father to one of the best college prospects out right now. Darnell's been recognized on the ESPN level. Yo, what's going on, Natasha? Recognized on the ESPN level, but you know what I'm saying? It's kind of just give us an overview of how things have gone, you know what I'm saying? What you were seeing from college coaches, NIL, because that's big right now. So kind of how have y'all navigated that process thus far?
Man, I'll start off with the NIL process, man.
Mhm.
We have been, soon as NIL dropped in Georgia, we first thing, man, we had about 3-4 people, man, hitting us up, asking us to, they want to be representatives for us, represent them with the whole NIL process. So it's not quite naturally me being a businessman and a father, but I am a businessman at first. I've
Mhm.
been kind of following the NIL thing before they even said anything about it being legalized, illegal. Before they even in other states, I was following NIL. So I've been doing my research on it for a while.
Mhm.
So when they were coming, most people coming at me about it. Most of the time, it was mostly the things that we already knew.
Mhm.
Things that the people who want to be a representative, so-called representative. Most of the time, it's be people that the things that you can pretty much do for yourself. You have people out here that want to take advantage of the things that you already work hard and put your child in a position for, then they'll want to come along, take advantage of that and want to be a representative or so forth, A lot of the NIL deals and stuff for high school is not built around a lot of money. It's not a lot of not a lot of high end deals out there for high schoolers. So most of the time, the things that they try to negotiate for you, you can pretty much negotiate it for yourself. So that's one of the big key thing is as far as when the NIL drop was a lot of people trying to be your representative. I
Right.
mean, I have had people that told me that they can give you a certain amount of money just to they help with your college, your college recruitment, all that kind of stuff as well. They kind of want to put these kids on a farm system. If I can if I can say it like that, where they can pretty much produce them and help guide them all the way along, all the way into the college process, and then when they sign in their college deals and stuff, then they get their percentages back on that end. So you got a lot of things in this NIL thing that you have to look out for, as a parent. And my main thing is not falling for just signing your kid over to
Mhm.
somebody who say they can find deals for them and all that, and then when they go to college and stuff, your kid have to pay them people back. So those are things with NIL that you want to watch out for as a parent. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then a lot of the small negotiation deals, you pretty much can do those deals over by yourself. You can pretty much negotiate those deals by yourself. The sponsorships and the little deal where they send you clothing and you wear their brand, stuff like that. Most of the time, they'll be on got into your inbox and ask
Mhm.
you, can they do those kind of deals yourself? So a lot of the NIL stuff is not right now, as far as high school wise, unless you the top recruit in the nation. You know what I'm saying? Unless you number one in the nation or something, you're not
Right.
gonna get a lot of them big time NIL deals that people think out there.
No, that's true. Like you really only see Juju Lewis, man. Who's really popping it. Like
Mm-hmm.
Atkinson,
what'd you say, brother?
Tyler Atkinson too. For
Tyler
Accuracy, yeah.
Atkinson. Yeah,
Washington State, I'm the top two from what I've seen.
that's
and and
facts.
a, and a lot of those guys, those two guys, basically, I mean, they got good fathers behind them. You know what I'm saying? They got good fathers. I don't know it. I don't know if they have a lot of so-called representatives, but I do know that they dads have a big influence on a lot of the deals and stuff that they get a lot of stuff for their brands and stuff. So that like I said, that strong parent role and knowing the business, knowing things helps you get those things. Also, just per skills and talent. Them kids are them young men are very talented. Very talented young men.
Right. Well, I know the people
So,
definitely want to know. What's the money range you talking? You said it's not that big. Is it a couple hundred? And early on, if not now, it's just what? How consistent was people like boom, 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 boom? Like we want to wear our brand, wear our brand, wear our brand.
well, early on, like like you said, it's a couple hundred dollars. You might get a photo shoot,
Hmm.
where you do a couple posts for the brand. They pay you $200 to post something for them. And I mean, early on in the deals, you can at college, I mean, a high school average can get about couple $300-400 a month maybe doing a few posts for brands.
Hmm.
But as far as just like any high end heavy deals, you really won't see that right now, unless, like I said, unless you are a big time prospect, or let's say unless you have somebody who go out here and negotiate a good deal off of your name and your likeness.
Right.
Um, so it just depends on, like you say, who presenting you to some of these companies and brands as well.
Right. Just talk a little bit about this. Now passing on to Nige or Jerome. You were watching. You was keeping up with the NIL. You know what I'm saying, in other states before it got legal in Georgia.
Mhm.
What states were you kind of watching heavily, and just what how was like from what you're seeing in other states? Is it kind of similar to what you're seeing in Georgia, or like just what's some difference or what's some similarities?
Well, one of the biggest states I was watching heavily was California.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things come from California, and
Mm-hmm.
it goes down to the rest of the country. So I was watching California, and a lot of my biggest thing is with NIL is just building my son name, likeness, and brand. Just like as you see my head, TCP, the creative player, that's his
Fact.
brand. He been having a brand since he was about 8, 9 years old. He been having the LLC, business license, everything since he was at an early age. So that's what NIL. That was Big Baller brand.
Yeah.
That's who
Yeah.
gave me that concept before the NIL. Looking at fathers like him, you know what I'm saying? Following, I looked at him how he did it with his sons, and or Dion. That was one of my other a higher level mentor that probably never didn't know it. But
Right.
so it's just looking at them how they did with their son, how especially that baller brand, how they branded their son and stuff. So we was kind of prepared for that. But as I seen and looked at NIL in California, like I said, other places, it's pretty much followed the same thing as college NIL. It pretty much follows the same. It's pretty much you gotta have your name, your likeness first and foremost, and that builds most around like college offers and things like that. What builds a high school player image and likeness. They want to see how many deals not deals, but how many offers you got on the table, how you projected to go, how high you projected to go, how many people support you in your community. You around your football, how many followers you got on the internet.
Hmm.
All those things play a big part in the NIL deal. You know, Ain't nobody. They just not gonna just because you skilled on the football field. They don't need you to go get an NIL deal. You got to see. You got to be more than just football for a company to believe in you as far as marketing their company for them.
Most definitely. Last thing for me, now passing on. What do you feel like kids should do to kind of build up their following? Obviously it's not just what's the product is on the field.
First of all, I just tell you a few things we did to build up my son following. This first of all, social media. Make sure you got a social media account. Make sure you get out. You can go ahead and get all the social media accounts that you can get. You got Instagram. You got this new thing called fan base. It's a good account where you actually monetize our people likes and loves. So and you can do that at an early age, like 13. Instagram, you can do
Write
that at
that
an early
down.
age. Yeah, it'd be a good. I mean, hey, fan base, shout out to fan base. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Donnell got a fan base account. Shout out to him. But yeah, so things like that. Go ahead and at a young age start their account. Start building followers. Start building content. Even the smallest thing like working out, things like that. When you go on, when you're taking them out to a workout, when you go on to events and stuff, go ahead and start building a following on your athlete, on your young, if they're young or if they whatever they at the sport right now, you can go ahead and start building a following. We got people that been following Darnell since he was 7, 8 years old on Instagram. Adults, people. I have adults come and tell me all the time that they've been following my son since he was a child. But it's just because of the content that we always have. Make sure you have content about whatever they're doing, whatever sport they playing. Make sure you have content on it.
Mhm.
Make sure that's what the people want to come see from your page. Make sure that what's on your page. You know what I'm saying? If your child is an athlete, if it's football, and you got, go follow people who play football. Go follow you look league football team. Go follow they followers. That
Mhm.
that was the things I did early in A. I followed a lot of people to make them follow me back. So I was, between me and my wife, we was sitting around following 100 people a day just to
Follow
make
train.
just to get 20 followers back. I don't know if it would still work like that these days, but that's
Hey,
what we were
Work.
doing to get a lot of followers. Like I said, most of the people we followed was the people that we knew gonna be interested in what he was doing.
right,
You
right.
know.
Sure. Go ahead, Nigel Jerome, or whoever wants to rush.
Yeah, for me, I want to ask you about the recruiting aspect just from a parent perspective, but I want to get your thoughts on this new Prep Super League that's supposed to launch April 27th in a month from now. Excuse me. It's supposed to have like 400, let me see, 400 plus players, 12 teams in 3 divisions, supposed to have some of the top players across the country supposed to participate in it. Just what are your thoughts about that? It's a spring league, supposed to go for a couple of months up until leading to football season. What's your thoughts on that?
So I think I heard about this league a few years back before it really just kicked off. We actually had a little interview with my son about it, playing on the team a few years back. But me personally, if it do it affect anything with the NI, I'm with the NCAA eligibility by playing with the league.
I don't believe so. I haven't seen anything about it. Off the top
Okay,
of
so that'd be my first thing as a parent. I'd be worried about that. Would it affect my child eligibility? It is getting you is making money off of playing with the teams, right? It is a,
I
a,
think
a
so.
paid league.
I don't think so.
You
No.
don't? It's okay. 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 Cool. Well, long as it don't affect the eligibility, it's kind of like a MVP All Star League or something with football.
Essentially, it's kind of like like you follow basketball at all?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like AAU of football, essentially, kind of like what 7-on-7 is, but it's just
Mhm.
with pads, top talent playing with each other.
Ah,
Looking
yes,
for
yes.
like exposure, basically, big exposure for it.
Mhm. So, do the colleges? How the colleges feel about it? That'd be my main issue. Would be will it help my child get a scholarship by playing in this league? Or will it increase the chance of my child getting hurt?
Probably.
By playing extra league instead of just waiting on football to happen, regular high school football to happen. So those would be the main question about what would be my concern if the colleges were tuned in, if it televised, if we were getting paid from it. Those would be the main top questions about what we would consider before playing in the league like that.
Got you. Now, I want to ask a little bit about recruiting, right? We know your son has gotten several big major offers. What has it been like for him? I know you got that big kind of, brand endorsement from ESPN. It was Langston Hughes versus Carrollton, and they put him as a top quarterback in the 2026 classes, even overall. Just how's recruiting been for Darnell so far?
I mean, it's been great, man. As far as because we done a lot about getting them out there in front of colleges. We've been doing a lot of the recruitment when he was younger by going to college campuses and going to the camps and stuff, mainly with the colleges. I would think that as far as with him being on ESPN, when we seen that post, um, we were very happy with that post. We were very happy with everything. He had a great season. So as far as the recruitment, I would thought it would be a little bit more higher for him. As far as with the Power Five schools and stuff, as far as with how many yards he had and how many, as far as his stats as being a 10th grader, his size and everything. Um, and also as far as like here in Georgia, it's just been kind of a process of him getting a lot of acknowledgement. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't kind of get it. But we ride that roller coaster. But I think that, like you say, with everybody, everybody process kind of different. I think that Darnell, I'm very happy with the colleges that have recruited him, but as a father and then as also a fan of football, just looking at the stats and stuff, I would think that he would be a little recruited a little higher, But at the end of the day, we are happy and very happy with with the recruitment that he has so far.
No doubt. And then you talked about kind of how, the process is different. But as a general kind of advice, right, from what you've been through with your son, what would you tell parents out there how they should navigate the process? As you said, Darnell definitely should have more major Power Five offers, but I think that's coming. But for guys that might be a little bit underrated, in a sense, what would you tell those parents that they should do to kind of help their kid kind of succeed and be able to kind of get out there?
Um, my thing is, you got a couple different things. Um, the first and foremost thing, to be honest with you, in this day and time, you got to choose the right school. Even in high school, you got to choose the right school. You'll be very surprised how important it is in the recruitment process. The right school. Um, and also you got to make sure that you as a parent are getting your child in front of the right people, in front of the people that need to see him. And like you can spend a lot of money on these camps and all these different camps. I'm not gonna say any names of them, but you can spend a lot of money on camps to get them out there recognized. But I would say as a parent to invest your money and time into going straight to the colleges, going to the different colleges that you feel and that your child feel like they can play with or play for. Do some real thought process and take your time to invest in going to the college camps and stuff like that. Because I think we did a whole lot of maybe wasting a little time going to a lot of different exposure camps. And as he got older, I feel like a lot of them camps just pretty much goes off of how many offers the player got when they ranking them players. They don't go off of because like I said, we've been through a lot of exposure camps all the way from childhood on up. Spent a lot of time, invested a lot of money into him, but even like with his rankings and stuff, just because I don't think just because he don't have a lot of power fives right now, a lot of them want to see him throw live in action. A lot of them want him to come to the camp before they offer him. So a lot of them they don't have him on the ranking list because he don't have a lot of offers as far as big time schools. So I'm just telling you a few things I felt maybe being a hazard to him and his ranking, and that's why I'm just giving it to another parent. Say, hey, make sure you go to the right school from high school. Make sure and not saying that Darnell ain't going to the right school or anything. I'm just saying that I see that a lot of kids get offers early by going to some of these big time programs. Just by being able to play on them programs, a lot of colleges respect that, I guess, and they offer kids early. So you looking at that kind of process. Make sure you picking the right places. Make sure you picking the right coaches. Making sure the coaches and whatever scheme that you trying to guy, if your son a wide receiver, I wouldn't take my son to a team that plays the wing T. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I would take my son somewhere where he can that if he playing wide receiver, somebody gonna throw him the ball. You know, just things like that. You got to kind of come in. You got to do your research on before you just especially if they dream of if your child dreams of playing football to the next level, then high school football matters. You know, coaching matters. The program matters. All that stuff matters. So make sure that first. Make sure you go to the camps, invest that kind of time in the camps and stuff, and then make sure that on top of all that, you make sure that his social media accounts and everything are up to par. Make sure that you following coaches, that you DMing coaches, that you sending your videos out to them on their social media accounts. You looking to see who following you back. When college coaches follow us, we DM video instantly. You know, we follow back. We try to communicate with them. We try to ask for their schedules, when they spring schedules, when they summer schedules. So we trying to we building relationships with different schools. You know, we don't have a particular school that we just say, oh, we got to have Darnell there. It's more about, hey, who love Darnell? Who want a player like him to come in and help change their program? You know, he a program changer. So I don't we not it don't have to be the best program, but you know, he can be on the program that can come along and you know this they say it's the love for him. It's where he gonna be on they lineup. It's
Mm-hmm.
where he stand with them with their OC and they coach and they offensive coordinator. It's how much they like him. Those are the things we look for in schools. You know, not just the name and what how many games they done won the previous season. You know.
No doubt. And then I want to ask you too. I'm gonna throw to Jerome. My last one, throw to Jerome. This kind of rate, this being a parent, being a fan, your son, what he's able to kind of achieve this past season, leading Peachtree Ridge to a 10-win season, first time since 2009. You
Mm-hmm.
guys playing the big level games, right? You played on GPB this past year. Your son was featured in several big time articles. Just talk about what that process was like this year to see your son achieve the success that he did and playing on a high level all year.
Man, it was like when you been doing something so long, you know what I'm saying? When you been training your child, it's like I always look at the Karate Kid, man, as a child. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like I'm Mr. Miyagi. He the Karate Kid. You know, I just been washing on, washing off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like you say, wash on, wash off. He been doing that for so many years. You know, playing with the boys like Camo and Welcome All and all them big time players and stuff like that. Playing to get them level of talented boys, playing with their team, earning their respect. He went over to Langston Hughes
Mm-hmm.
as a ninth grader. He the first week he went over there, he played JV first. I mean, he played ninth grade the first day, JV the second day. By that Wednesday, he was on the varsity. He was on the varsity second string. He was out playing Friday there against Douglas County. You know, and he earned the respect of them guys. To go earn the respect of them guys over there, and they trusted him that if something was to happen, you know, to their quarterback or something, that he can go in there and help keep the win streak going. You know, that was big for him. You know what I'm saying? So I was already just kind of waiting on his turn. You know, I was just waiting on the stage for him. Cause
Mm-hmm.
they say when you're a parent, when you been there, you don't seen the fight you put him into. You know what I'm saying? You already know if he didn't burn in, like you know what I'm saying. I used to talk junk to Coach Sean, man. I used to be on the internet talking to Sean. We know we gonna play welcome. I used to be talking about, I'm just getting him mad at, hoping they want to play when we play them. You know what I'm saying? I know we won the biggest teams and nothing to play against them, but I just wanted them to be up for the game, for they can bring the best at Darnell, and see how he played against them kind of boys. So
I
when he
love it.
played against them, like I said, at a young age, so I knew, and most of them kids, when they went to ninth, 10th grade, they were starting on their teams. You know what I'm saying? They some big time players now, even to this day. So him holding his own against them kind of players, I knew what he was gonna do when he get to high school. You know what I'm saying? When he get out there on the football field. And he pretty much, just he held himself up to what I thought he was gonna do. You know, he's surprised a little bit of what I thought he was gonna do. Actually, I was a little surprised with him not just his throwing, but his not fearful of running, not fearful just out there playing football. You know, that was what kind of surprised me because him being in 10th grade, starting at a 7A school, a lot of stuff, coming to a new school, new system, not even knowing an OC for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the OC was new to high school football. He just coming from college. So both of them coming into a new experience. And like I say, playing at one of the top levels in Georgia. I was just surprised that he was able to get, I was surprised at how good he did this year. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought he might be a little bit nervous on the run. I knew he was gonna pass. I knew he liked to throw the ball. I knew that. I knew what his arm like. But him when he took off on his feet a little bit more than I thought he would, that surprised me. But yeah, other than that, man, it's just his accomplishment this year was, I think he was like 19 yards up under Juju this year, man. You know what I'm saying? As a 10, both of them 10th grade, he was like, far passing yard. For me, that's just like, bro, when you up on the number one player in the nation, just 19 yards away from you second in your age group, you know what I'm saying, and 7A football, that's a huge compliment, and then they ain't even, they just the passing yard. As far as his running yard, he was probably about 400-500 yards running, about, 300-400 at least, running and stuff, touchdowns and stuff. So, that was just great all around the board, man. As far as he did what he supposed to do. He said his foot in the print. He said his footprint in, what I'm saying, the saying.
Most
Now
definitely.
now 11 and 12th grade. This really, man, to be honest with y'all, man, this really the years I was looking forward to. 11 and
Yeah,
12th grade.
yeah.
Ninth and 10th grade was just a bonus for me, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just a bonus
Hmm.
for us. I really just been preparing for 11 and 12th grade, But as a ninth and 10th grade, he was ready. He was ready to go. Yeah, I went to Langston Hughes for he can steady up on the L. You know what I'm saying? If he can learn that leadership from L, he can steady up on the L. I thought things would go differently with Langston Hughes. I thought we'd be able to take that throne out the L left, but things went a little different with the coaching staff, with their staff and everything. So we had to find us a place that that Darnell can stand on his own, man. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like you said, he came to that school. It was like 6-5 that year before that. He had his we had a parent who we grew up with playing recreation football and stuff. Good kid, King Thomas, man. He was already on the team. I know what kind of kid King Thomas is as far as athlete wise. You know what I'm saying? I know he's gonna be a great player. His dad, he reached out to me, told me about it, what I'm saying, about the school. We ended up talking with the coaches and stuff like that. And we like the program, you know what I'm saying? And like you say, the coach, it was something that they can build with. It's a young team, they can come there. Now what they did, I ain't think, like I say, it was surprising what they did together. But man, they that I like the fact they were young and they were able, like you say, to build a thing ground up. You know what I'm saying? What they do is their accomplishment is their accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Over there, at the ridge, in the Lions Den, as we call it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And then also he bringing players around him too, man. Players coming over to play with him. You know what I'm saying? They really building a good thing. We really building a good thing over here, man. So those the things I like. That's those things I like about this year, about this season, about all his accomplishment that he did.
Most
No
definitely.
doubt. Go ahead, Jerome.
Yeah, before I get to my questions, I have to ask, where are you right now? Because like that's a nice little setup you got right there. I like the little TV, the
That,
background. Where
That
you
this
at
my
right now?
clubhouse, man. You know what I'm saying? The
Okay,
club. Hey, shout out to the Mason. You know what I'm saying? Sugarloaf at Mason, man. Shout out to
okay,
him, man. They
Okay.
good, good
I like it.
apartment complex over here in Peachtree Ridge. Over here in the area, man. So shout out to him, man. But yeah, that's my clubhouse at our place.
Yeah, I had to ask. There's a little fancy little spot right there, man. That's cool. That's cool. Now,
Appreciate that.
I wanted to ask because to kind of go back just a little bit. Right now, your son's in high school. You got to worry about school. You got to worry about graduating. You got to worry about football. Now the NIL things in place here in Georgia. As a parent, how do you keep him grounded, and how do you keep like the pressure for being too much on a kid that young?
The thing about it is, man, I haven't all the kids that like I said, Darnell around a lot of all star, a lot of what I would call good players, just like him. He been growing up with him. So all the parents that I know, pretty much the same. You know what I'm saying, for how we keep the kids grounded, and that's pretty much, man. A lot of the stuff we pretty much help them do. You know what I'm saying. A lot of the stuff as far as that's outside of football, him playing the football field and his grades. A lot of the other stuff we help him manage. You know what I'm saying. We we help him manage his social media. We help him manage, going places. We help him manage his training, what to train at, taking him to training, all this stuff. You can't. The parent can't give up. This the fourth quarter. That's what I always tell people. This the fourth quarter when it come down to the kids. Just as much as they got, like you said, all them things they got, they can't. He wouldn't be able to do it by himself. He wouldn't be able to keep growing and stuff by himself if it wasn't for the help of his mom, helping me. You know what I'm saying? She taking video, helping them put the videos together. Her and him put a lot of the she been making his mixtapes since he was young. They were getting on the internet, putting it, making sure that, hey, they got the right song. Darnell liked the song. Darnell liked the, he put up the post. Make sure he say the right things on the post. But we making sure he posted. Make sure you get out there. Just those
Right.
things, just doing the work as a parent, man, in the background helps out a lot. Cause somebody gonna do it. Even when if he become a professional player and stuff, somebody gonna do that PR work and all that background work. It
Mhm.
start right now with the parent doing it, pretty much.
Definitely, definitely. And getting them into things. And I seen just recently you guys was on a radio show. Can you talk about how that went with him being on the radio and how that kind of went down?
Well, that's with his team, Huncho 7-on-7, man. Huncho and Parlay doing a lot of Parlay and his wife. You know what I'm saying? Miss Keisha, they're doing a lot to help Darnell with his media, with his PR. They understand that he don't get a lot of publicity here in Georgia and for his skills and stuff. So they say, they know how great of a player he is, how great of a quarterback he is. They love him as a quarterback. So a lot of places, a lot of people, they like you to come on their teams and win the games for them, but who going out there helping you, put light on you, put shine on you in the background. That's why I like Huncho, man. I like Huncho. I like, Quavo, all them, man. They working with the kids, like I say, on a different level than just about, hey, it's all about their program. They, like you say, they do PR, they do media relation training every week. They helped you with answering questions and what kind of questions you should answer and how you should answer questions, stuff like that. Like I say, they're between, Parlay and his wife, man. They do a great job getting the boy prepared with it. So, that's how they went about.
Definitely, definitely. And down here in Georgia, we got some really good 7-on-7 teams. You got Honcho, C1N, Hustle Inc. How do somebody get into one of those bigger 7-on-7 teams? Where you got these celebrities, in a sense, helping the kids out, not only just getting their name out there, but like financially being able to, have them travel and things like that. How do that kind of go about?
Well, man, with C1N, man, and Hustle Inc., we had our, to me, I feel like they're a Georgia based program, but they bring in a lot of kids from out, a lot of kids with the high ranking, what I'm saying, with the
Mhm.
stars and stuff. Before, I feel like they help build up a player around their own hometown, around Georgia, and not just my son, but I had a couple other players. Like I say, you got to be on that 5 4 star level to play
Mhm.
on some of them teams. Like I say, C1N, hustling and stuff like that. And then like it ain't just Georgia. It's nationwide. So I respect, me personally. I feel like 7-on-7 it became a little bit bigger than what I think its initial purpose was. Initial
Mhm.
purpose should be getting that work. Getting the work in, getting before season start. Now it's more like you say, the bragging, the program want to win so bad, and we've been playing 7-on-7. My son been playing 7-on-7 since he was 8 years old, and since I was 8 years old, anybody can win those games. You know what I'm saying? It
Mhm.
ain't it,
Mhm.
it, it ain't all about the level of talent sometimes. And I ain't saying anybody. It's gonna take some talent, but anybody can lose. Put it like that. And you know what I'm saying. So the main thing is about it should be working on the timing of the quarterback, stuff like that. But they biggest thing is to win games now, and,
All right.
and to stun and stuff like that. So they're kind of taking a lot of the work out of the 7-on-7. That's what I look at. But we do it. I'm gonna do it, and I let Darnell do it. He like it. He like the teams to play with, but it's good work for him as a quarterback. You ask me, getting that timing down. It's the work for me. So I let him
Yeah,
do it. I don't get involved with with the names and stuff. But like I said, when it come down to Honcho versus a few of the other programs, I just feel like they more of we taking our talent right here in Georgia, right here in the area, and we taking the players that the dogs that we got down here, and we going to show them, what I'm saying, that we can do it right here, So
definitely.
that's what
Yeah,
I
and
look at in the program.
I, I like what you said about the playing on 707 and it's he likes it. I wanted to ask though because there's a lot of spectators that's like 707 is only for either skill positions, wide receivers, cornerbacks. Quarterbacks don't really get a pass rush, so it helps you with accuracy, but there's no really pass rush, so it doesn't really help. You feel like 707 is good to still help him learn and develop as a quarterback, or do you think it's more like, hey, let's just fine tune small things and just go out there have fun?
I think it helped them develop to get the speed of the game. I
Hmm.
mean, at the end of the day, the kids don't have no pads on, right?
Mm.
So if a cornerback coming in on say my son throw a stop route, and that cornerback drop out his break on that stop route. He coming a little faster than what he gonna come when he got pads on. You know what I'm saying? When he ain't got any pads on, he got them 7-on-7 uniforms on.
Mm.
So him get my son being able to fit them in, fit those routes in, fit those look in those little spaces. You know what I'm saying? That time and stuff with those high level athletes. Yeah, I think that's training him, getting him ready for football as well. Also, the fact that if you got a good line, they should give you 2-3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to drop back, and they should give you at least 3 seconds with a good line. You know what I'm saying? Great line gonna give you 3-4 seconds, but they
Right.
should give you at least 3 seconds. So my son with his time, a lot of his passes is very very quick. He only got knocked down last year 3 times. So that 3 seconds in his head, that time clock in his head that he been playing 7-on-7 with, I think that helps out a lot too. Getting that ball out in a time. Even if they don't rush him, like I say, just knowing that hey, you got about 3 seconds to get this ball out. That helps make a decision real fast, and you see the field a little better. So that's why I feel like as a quarterback, I think 7-on-7. I would not tell nobody's son not to do 7-on-7 as a quarterback. Like I said, and you also get to read. You get to read the defense. You get to see the defenses like without your helmet on, without you can sit back and look over the defense. Without any pressure. And see which way the coverage going and everything. It's a better view. When you doing 7-on-7 compared to when you out there with your pads on and stuff. So.
Definitely, definitely. All right, Bacon, I'm gonna throw it up back to you, man.
Yeah, I think we had a question earlier from a viewer, man, and wanted to ask us, does DK, does he play any other sport other than football? And how do you feel about just playing multiple sports?
Yeah, he been running track playing basketball all his life. He just recently stopped playing basketball this year, coming to high school because I didn't want his grades to get affected. You know what I'm saying? He had a rough. It was his first year starting as a sophomore and stuff,
Mm.
and it was a top a hard season for him, making sure all the adjustment to this big school, this bigger school than the way he was before. And I just didn't want his grades to be affected because I knew basketball was gonna be a long season as well. So I
Right.
wanted him to get a little break from it, and just get a little break before his grades can be good. Stay with it. And also running track. He run track as well. So I feel like being a two, track is where that speed come in at. Also conditioning. We ended track a little early this year because he focused on his weight gain. And his trainers and stuff. They want to put some pounds on him. So him doing he very active as it is. So him running tracks and stuff, it was kind of hard for him to gain some weight as well. So we
Right.
had to end track early this year. But I'm very very supportive with the two sports. Two sports. Even if baseball and football or football and basketball. Like I say, basketball kind of tough when you're a quarterback. You ask me because they expect a lot out of it. They want you there early. They want you there, you
Yeah,
know. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Stay late, go come early.
Yeah, yeah. So they don't want you to get hurt either. They don't want you out on that basketball court. They be very particular about their quarterback. But
Right. And then got to get down to the nitty gritty, man. I know parents are here either going to see this now or later. Making a butterfly move is so big in today's Georgia football culture with people moving around. So just kind of letting the people on what exactly is a bona fide move and how you should do it.
okay, so I'm gonna give you the definition of a bona fide move, so we can
Yep.
we can know that first and foremost.
Hmm.
All right, the definition of a bona fide move is, according to the Georgia High School Association, bona fide move is when a student moves with their entire family unit to a new residence that is in a new service area of new school, and the family gives up their old residence. Okay, so that's what you call a bona fide move. Now, in terms me would be like, you got to make sure that you got to be ready to move. You got to be ready to, if you gonna drive back to your job, but you got to find your new location. You got to have a new place to stay. You know what I'm saying? You got to, like you say, give up your old location. If you got kids, they got to come. They got to move out of their school too and go to your new school district. You got to make sure that the house you choose to move into is in the school district that you want to move your child into. Um, and then, like I said, you got to completely move your family, because one thing what they would do is, once you come to that school, they'll have a visit, a official visit to your house after you register for the school. So they'll, the AD from that school will do an official visit to make sure you stay there. And then, that, so if you don't stay there, then they just checking for little things, making sure that the child got evidence that they live there, and then they'll check your lease and stuff, make sure that you gave the right address and whatnot, and that you live there. So that's the bona fide move. So that pretty much sums that up. Now, was it the question of how you find out what school you want to move to or where you want to go,
Yeah, we
or
could, we could talk about that too, but you pretty much answered my question. But you can add on to like
okay?
what's. I mean, you can just add on to like what schools. You know what I'm saying? Somebody we're looking out for stuff like that.
Like I was telling you, I think we had that conversation before, and
Hmm.
it was like, when you looking into making a move with your child, a lot of times you can't, the coaches, you can't reach out directly to the coaches. Um, Most of the time, to be your best resources is your parents. The best resources to ask about the school, to ask about how the coaching staff is, ask about a lot of stuff, is a parent on that football team that you're interested in moving. Funny story about when we left and went to Langston Hughes, which was a bona fide move. Um, I was calling Air Dad, Coach P. He been one of my mentors for since Darnell was a kid. He been telling me different trainers and stuff like that to go to, or what. Hey, he'll hit me up out of nowhere. You need to have that boy over here, stuff like that. So that first person when I was wondering should I move and all this kind of stuff, I said let me call Coach P, man, and get his intel on it. Get his insight on it, and that's what ended up getting me over in Langston. What I'm saying? That phone call to Coach P. That was his school, after I told him my situation, he would say, hey man, we got good things over here in this community, good jobs, a good area, good place to live at. Then he, went on to tell me about, hey man, it'll be a good fit with him, with Darnell, playing up on the F, getting learning and developing and stuff like that. And also, man, if anything, God forbid, anything was to happen, shoot, we need somebody to make sure we keep this winning streak going.
Right.
So uh, that's what convinced me to come over there, was talking to him. So like I say, it's the parents that the first thing, and also they can let you know who's where in that position. If your son play cornerback, they can tell you how many cornerbacks on the team, how many cornerbacks, what their age group is, what things like that, before you can go to the school. So before you had to say you want to be at that school and then talk to the coaches. Always, it's a good thing to reach out to the parents.
That's a great point, man. I appreciate you answering that question. Being a parent, strictly from your perspective, man, just kind of enlighten the parents on what, you know what I'm saying, how does a parent kind of stay level-headed through the whole process, you know what I'm saying, coming from Fairburn up to Gwinnett, you know what I'm saying, that's a an hour and a half ride, definitely a tax bracket, you know what I'm saying, leap. So it's kind of just from your perspective, how does a parent navigate that? You know what I'm saying? I know, you know what I'm saying, grown people things about finances and stuff like that. But just what can you share about that?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be proof honest with you. You know, but our first year, man, when we moved from Fairburn to Gwinnett, and the area that we stay in, man, we stay in the area. Peachtree Ridge is like a celebrity area. You got celebrities and stuff that go to the high school. It's a pretty high end area,
Mm-hmm.
and like I had with when we moved over here, man, our first whole year was a struggle. We were struggling to make sure we paying our bills, make sure, you know, just to get our foot in because we just left our apartment. Like you said, when you make a bona fide move, you really gotta leave these places and get it to a whole nother apartment. So if you ever been in an apartment from 9, 10 months and then you leave early, you know you gotta pay the remaining balances, then you gotta pay the new fees to move in, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So it was a real struggle, you know what I'm saying? A real sacrifice. I ain't gonna say struggle because at the end of the day, when you put yourself into a position, it's more of a sacrifice than a struggle because we was doing fine where we was at, but we, you know, for the better our son opportunity, we made that move and then we put ourselves into that bind. So it was more like a sacrifice. But it is a sacrifice. Moving up, it was a sacrifice that whole first year. We now, you know, we just now been able to, hey, everything kind of running smoothly and everything. We got everything caught up and you know, I don't have to work crazy hours and everything to make sure we paying the bills. But I had to do that to so I can make sure my son in a better situation when he get out of high school. I always looked at it like, man, a couple years of my life, a couple years of my struggle, or whatever it takes for them to achieve the things they want to achieve, I think is worth it. You know, I always pick back up on where I left off. You know, I got a restaurant and stuff that I was doing, but it take too much time away. So I can always, when they get to where they going, I can pick back up on what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I look at it right now. It's time to make sure that they in the right situation. That you know, and it's a investment. Yeah, I might struggle right now, but if he make, you know, he get that D1 scholarship, that's a $250,000 scholarship right there. That I don't have to worry about. You know, he ain't have to worry about no. Then, like I say, not just he can go to any school. You ask me, but that level, you know, that school, that experience, he ain't gonna get that experience nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? You get
Right.
that experience, that Power Five experience, stuff like that. It ain't nothing like it. You know, being a quarterback, you know, and then you got to pay. Wait, then now say NIL, they paying you also to play. So, you know, I look at it right now. If you're a parent and you got a exceptional athlete, I'll go all the way out with anything. If I got to drive an hour or two to get them to school every day, right now I would do it because at the end of the day, you know, when they go to college, they might be making $20,000, $30,000 a month, some or $3,000, $4,000 a month. You who was doing that in college? You know what I'm saying? So at the least level. So
Right.
like I say, I wouldn't pass up on that opportunity, man. If I, you know, as a parent, if my child was exceptional. So that's why I'm making the sacrifice to do what I got to do right now. I know it'll pay off in a little while.
That was different. I think Jerome, didn't you put in a question about something about Georgia rules or college rules changing or something like that? Or am I tripping?
Not
I'm
me.
tripping. I'm tripping. Anyway,
That was my question.
go ahead.
That was not. That was not.
Now that was my question. I was going to ask him like what he thinks about just the whole landscape with, you know, obviously football on the college level. You got the realignment going. You got the NIL collectives. You know, trying to get guys to come in, offering them big money to come in. High school, obviously with the NIL. But just what's your thoughts about the whole landscape as a whole? And I know you talked about the right fit for your son, and obviously about it making sense just for he can get on even on the next level after college. But how much does that factor for you? If a school come in, hey, we're gonna offer Donnell this hypothetical, we're gonna offer Donnell 500,000 plus to come play here. What are your thoughts on that kind of process overall?
I'm from America. You know what I'm saying? So here in America, we know that, you know what I'm saying, that money, goddamn, is a key factor in how much people love you. You know what I'm saying? How much people gonna goddamn. I always say it ain't about the money, but I know one thing for sure: if this school come along and offer that kind of money, then they gonna make sure they gonna put everything they got behind him to make sure he produce and make sure he do what he supposed to do for that school. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it as just the money, but I do make, like I said, I want to make sure it's the right fit. But like I said, also if a school come along and you know that they done paid another quarterback this amount of money, or they know they got this amount, and they don't offer your child, and they don't put the money behind the offer, or they want that child, then how much do they really want 'em? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where they done made things lie, and it ain't just with paying, but it's how the college world have turned. So like you say, with collectives and everything. So if like you say, if this college done did they due diligence and to get the collectives together and get the money together and all that to offer your child, and then other schools say, hey, well, we ain't putting no money out there, but we gonna make sure that he graduate and out. But hey, every school he gonna graduate from. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being, every school he can do that. You know what I'm saying? Every college, to me, all the campuses kind of look alike. You know what I'm saying? They just got different jerseys on. To be honest, So, and then like I say, it's not all about the money, but it's not gonna not be a factor in his decision. What people gonna offer, especially if it's money out there to be offered. you know. But I say but also they got to have a team around him. We got to have a team. He not just gonna go there because you paid him a bunch of money, and you don't have no lineman for him to block. You don't have no wide receiver to catch the ball. So how he gonna go to the next level if you don't have those kind of things? Now you know what I'm saying. So all that kind of stuff gonna pay a perspective. But I feel like if the team got the money and everything, what I'm saying, I feel like they probably have the same resources for recruitment to bring in some top players as well. So it's a few factors, but main thing is the players around him and how much they love him, and how much they want him there.
Go ahead, baby.
Last couple of questions, brother. We're coming up on. I wouldn't want to take up too much of your time. Just are there any specific laws in the high school that you feel like the parents should know about, or any like legal advice?
Legal advice. In high school, I don't really feel like a lot of illegal things go on, especially since now that they don't make NIL legalized. Just you got to make sure that if you get in the NIL, you got to make sure you report it to your AD. You got to report it to your high school administrator. Let them know that you don't have to tell them how much NIL deal you get, how much money they paying you or whatnot. But you do got to report it to them. Let them know that you have an NIL with a certain company and they paying your child to wear their brand or whatever they doing. Um, and also, I don't know if this still a factor as far as drugging and steroids, stuff like that. I don't know if that's still a big factor with high school, but you got to stay away from that kind of stuff. And just don't take, like I say, be careful with when you moving your children. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's a bona fide move. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure it's a problem, because I have seen people, and it ain't on the police legal level, but your eligibility. Your child being able to play football. Those things, that's the eligibility, man. That's the legal life you got to worry about, making sure your child stay eligible. So you got to make sure when you move, don't just listen to the coaches and they say, hey, yeah, come on, we want you here. If you ain't made that bona fide move, if you ain't made the right move, your child can lose a whole year of eligibility. You know what I'm saying? You lose a whole year of sports. So if you're a senior or a junior, you got to make sure that when you make those moves, you actually making the right move.
Most definitely, man. Last thing for me, and I'll pass it to the bros, man. Working with content creators, I know we did some work with the Darnell's What's in Your Bag feature, just kind of just shed light on what I'm saying, the importance of working with content creators that you know what I'm saying, that you trust, and what type of value do you think that does for the athlete? You know what I'm saying? Persona.
Like me, like I tell Donnell, we gonna try to stick with the people we came up with. You know, when he get to the next level and stuff, people like you. When you come for the interview, I want to talk about things. I'm gonna call you. You know what I'm saying? I ask you because at the end of the day, y'all be the main ones that supporting them. You know what I'm saying? That they like you say in your bad stuff like that. You've been supporting them for a few years now. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to not only just I want him to use his level to help other
Mm-hmm.
people progress. Help other people who help them progress. So if it come down to media outlets, like I say, even with the honcho and all that kind of stuff, it's the people who surround him to help him get to where he's going. Not the people who when he become a 4-5, even if he don't become a 4-5 star, even when wherever he get to. Now you want to come and interview him. Now you want to say he here. Now you want to say he that. Nah, man. We trying to pass up on that. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that his announcements go out to the people who support him first. So that's how we view that. Because it take a village, man. You got to support who
Yep.
support you. You can't feel like once you get to a level that now you got to go to the people who who supposed to be the so-called top authority of that level. You know what I'm saying? In order now you somebody. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if your name carry weight, then it'll carry weight wherever you put it out there on, and then it help that person who helped you build their brand as well. So that's how we look at that,
I
and that's how I'm
respect.
trying to teach Darnell to look at it as well as he becoming a man. Put your hand, help the people who helped you, man. You know.
Respect that, coach. You don't see that all the time. I be telling them all the time, like you'll get players, like you'll help them out, and then they end up blowing up, and then they forget all about you. Not saying that they owe us anything, but I definitely appreciate that perspective, coach.
Yeah, man. As a player perspective, it ain't always easy for the coach for the player to remember to give back. It take somebody in their ear letting them know, hey man, don't forget that person who helped you along the way. You know what I'm saying? Because you can easily goddamn get so caught up in just being in that moment. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So you forget who helped you along the way. But I really believe that we gotta stop doing that as a people, as a coaches, and not always trying to. We always worry about the people at the top, and once you get there with them, then that's all you want to be around. You know what I'm saying? So, but also you gotta look at it too that it ain't. It kind of like us when we try to do things with the people that we be been around and stuff like that, and we try to help out. It kind of keeps you away from some of them rankings and stuff that I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So like even like being loyal to football teams and stuff, being loyal to certain coaches, being loyal to certain programs. I kind of taken the long route on certain things. You know what I'm saying? But loyalty ain't always the easiest route. Put it like that. Being loyal to people, being giving back who gave, it ain't the easy route, but I feel like that moral route that it helps you be a better man. You know what I'm saying? It sharpens you as a man. You know what I'm saying? And just serve. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A believer. Believe in the Most High and God. Things like that. I think he'd be happy with.
No doubt. My final question, I throw it to Jerome. It kind of it mirrors kind of what the comment section said, but I wanted to ask you too. Just what do you think, Coach? Just a little bit about like, okay, you got your son. Let's say we're going back, right? We're going back when Darnell was 5, 6 years old, 7 years old. He says, "Dad, I want to play football. I want to play basketball." What would you do to kind of mold him into what you mold him into today? What's the best way to go about it? What's some leagues he should be playing in for these parents that got younger kids? What are some things he can do just for exposure, not only just to get him out there, but also for his development?
Man, we did a lot, man. Like I told y'all about taking them to the fire. First of all, when Darnell played football, Darnell, you know what I'm saying, we used to after we was at a regular rec program. We started there first. A regular little rec program. I was the coach, a little home team recreation program. Um, Darnell say, man, Dad, I want to be in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So we used to train out the little practice and stuff like that, do a little extra.
Mm-hmm.
But I end up seeing Welcome All Panthers on the internet. I looked at their team. Now, actually, we went to a turkey bowl. I took my little team from Bonneville, Georgia, a little small town. We took them to the turkey bowl, and we got our butt spanked. You know that we got spanked, right? So then I looked at the level, like, dang, these kids, even the jerseys and stuff, like, what I'm saying, the city lead, the travel team lead, like, just when my kids went out there with their jerseys and they little recreation jerseys, and they seen the other players, they automatically felt like they would beat. They didn't even want to play no more because them other kids had a nice jersey, nice uniform. They looked like a real college team.
A unit.
Yeah. So, and it was Larry Zachary. Like, shout out to Coach Larry. You know what I'm saying? He been doing it for a while. So, but yeah, he had 19. So I was like, man, I looked at that. I said, man, my son, he's not playing at the level. If he want to be in the NFL, he need to be playing with these kids at this level. Cause ain't no way they team. I mean, they 6 years old, doing what they were doing at 6 years old, and my son 6, and we barely got the game down. So that's when after that year I say, hey man, I went to the recreation, tried to form a little travel league. They didn't want to do all that. So I was like, hey, well, I gotta get my son to another league, to another level. Like I say, so that's one thing, yeah. Hey, I made sure that he was playing in the toughest competition level. I made sure we got around some players that got around some coaches that was really about football. That were really about the sport. Not, I mean, they yelled, they hollered, they fuss, they punched the kid, they hit him with the bat. They did a lot, you know what I'm saying? But they were really about the sport. They put something else into them kids, you know what I'm saying? So I got them around that. And then, as like I say, even as middle school, we went and played with Camo. They playing against teams like Ross Elite, them kind of
Mhm.
teams with the biggest linemen you want to have in Georgia. So he got to make sure he getting the ball off against them kind of guys and stuff. It was just building him playing against the best talent. Also track. We did a lot of track early on in life. Coach Emo, shout out to Coach Emo with AMP. Um, we did that, man. That man was like a guru on the track field. We actually won the national championship in track when he was young. But he done a lot of training. There's a lot of mind work, making them believe they were great. Talking to them. What I'm saying, getting your trainers, man. Coach, big shout out to Coach Hines, Coach Adricio Hines, man. He done a big work with his arm. You know what I'm saying, as far as throwing the ball, as far as training. You got to make sure that if the position that they want to play, they tell you they want to be a quarterback, and you believe that they got the skills to be that quarterback, and you need to train them in that position. The earlier you start training, Juju Lewis, they actually his dad TC, we was on the track team together. Um, when he was about 6, 7 years old, I wonder how he was throwing the ball like that. I was like, man, no one say no 6 year old throwing the ball like this. And I heard, hey, he would train. He got a trainer. You know what I'm saying? He got a trainer. His dad who played quarterback, but he also got a trainer. So that would hit me up to, hey, let me get my son a trainer. You know what I'm saying? So that's early age. I got him a trainer. So he been training, throwing the ball like that. He been having a trainer since he was 6, 7 years. I mean 7, 8 years old. Learning how to throw the ball, the right motions and stuff like that. So that's big. It's just an investment along the way. Make sure they play the top level competition they can play, making sure that they got trainers, and they what I'm saying, you're investing in their summers. They making sure like I say, two athletes, two sports, play another sport, and make sure the people that behind them actually talking to them, believing in them, and you putting greatness in their ear, that you telling them that they great, that they better than the next person, that they better than the rest of the people. Even if your child might not be better, but hey man, you better than, what I'm saying, you the best. Every time you see me, Mama have a number one up in my son picture, cause I'm gonna feel like he number one, regardless of who he playing. I'm gonna make him feel like that if I can. You know what I'm saying? Cause like you say, I know the rest of the world gonna want to believe whatever, but I'm gonna try to make him feel like he number one. So I feel like your level competition, your trainer, and your thought process, that will help build these kids up, making them good kids, making them good talent.
You can go ahead and go, Jerome, but I just want to say, Bacon, make sure you clip this for the parents out there, because the sound device that they're going to need so that they're
No,
good
for sure.
for the kids in the future. But go ahead, Jerome.
It's definitely $100,000 worth of game for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, 100. Again, that free knowledge right there.
It's a
Love
blessing, man. That's a blessing, bro.
it.
That's all that is.
Definitely. All right, I got two quick questions, kind of fun questions. Obviously, you've been, watching your son go from here to here, now going to his junior year. Tell me a time where you had like a dad coach moment where it's like you watch him on the film, and you're just like, boy, I know you better than that. I know you better than that. Come on, get yourself together. Tell me something when you had maybe one of those moments watching him grow up.
My one of my dad moment, and it was a moment that kind of broke me from being such a tough dad. I took my son, like, this is a grow up moment. He was a child. I took him to tryout for, like I say, big shout out to Coach Larry again. It was one of Coach Larry team. He was about 9, 10 years old. So I take him to tryout. So during there, I'm trying to show Coach Larry he a good quarterback. People don't talk about him. He a good quarterback. So they get to go up on the center, right?
Mm.
So Darnell go up on the center. He about 2, 3 yards back away from the center, acting like he up on the center. He almost in the shotgun, but he ain't quite in the shotgun. He in between the shotgun and the center, and he trying to act like he up on the center to hike the ball, right? So I'm like, wow, man, you know what I'm saying? This embarrassing, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling man, you're a quarterback, you trying to get on the team, did good travel
Learn how to
ticket,
do the
you know what I'm
pistol.
saying?
He's learning how to do the pistol.
Huh?
He just learned how to do the pistol.
Yeah, he just like he doing the pistol. So I'm like, man, you don't get, man, come on, man, let go, man. I'm tripping, right? So I get him to the house, you know what I'm saying? By the time he get in the bed, he telling me he's seeing a lady talking to him. I'm like, what's going on? So I take him to the doctor. He got the flu. You know what I'm saying? He dehydrated. He got the flu. They had to put a IV in him and everything. So I've been cussing. I cussed him out all the way home. He just embarrassed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You act like you don't know how to play quarterback. You can't even get up on the center. So after that, you know what I'm saying, I felt like after I was in the hospital, I felt like the worst father ever. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a big moment. Like, hey man, you got to really explore what's going on with your child. Like, really look at him. Like,
Mhm.
I should have kind of known that wasn't his normal. You know what I'm saying? Even how he was
Right.
throwing and everything that day, it was just he was just looking terrible all the way around the board. So
Yeah.
I should have kind of known it. But when you trying to show your kids they can play. So I ain't never had a chance again with that. I had later on we got back with the coach, but after that the coach like, nah, he ain't who you thought he was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get him a couple more years, pop.
He
All
slept.
that. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the moments. And in high school, biggest moment been when this year when the helmet fell off. That was just like one of them daddy moments. Like, bro, it's like third down, like getting Norcross. I think if the helmet would have stayed on, they would have got that third down. It would have been a different game with Norcross. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Because that one of them games you got to keep scoring. And
Yeah.
that made him come out the field because his helmet wasn't. I felt like it wasn't on tight enough. And when they tackled him a little bit, helmet felt like he had to come out of play. I was ready to come and snatch him up out the sideline. I ain't gonna lie.
That's
Little
funny. That's
stuff.
funny. All right, one more question. It kind of ties on the same kind of question. We had previous guests on here, and you talk about there was a dad-son moment where now your son's in high school and he's getting bigger now, and he was like, man, he's trying to beat me in basketball a little bit, but I had to cheat. Like, what did you have that moment yet where it's like that dad-son moment where he's getting a little older now and just like, all right, I gotta check you, boy, you still my son.
Yeah, I mean that's a funny moment in basketball. We was just shooting around in the gym. I think he had like little sandals on, so I knew because I've been kind of trying to avoid. I beat him when he was little. I hurt my knee. And so I've been out of basketball against him for about 2 years. So we ain't played since he got his little height. So I've been trying to avoid him lately. You know what I'm saying? He steady like, hey, dog, what's up? When we out here? So I shot around with him a little bit just to see where he was at. So, he when he would turn around, you know what I'm saying, shoot me the little bowls. So I'm like, man, this
Mhm.
bowl got real sharp, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm starting to see why he's so tough on the football field, you know what I'm saying? So I like, man, I ain't gonna be able to body him like I used to, So
Mhm.
that kind of moment, like when he showed me that he don't got a little strength on him, and that his bones don't got a little hard on him. I say, man, I might have to make sure I'm all the way ready before I get him back out there. I
There you
can't
go. There you
I
go.
can't let him beat me.
Definitely. That's funny.
Amen.
All right. Well, is there any other thing that you want to like say about your son before we let you go and wrap you up
Hey
or
man, I
yourself?
say, man, shout out to the people that support my son. Shout out to the people that believe in him now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't always had a lot of people that believe in him. He always been. You ask me, he been an underdog into a lot of situations, but he been proving himself. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say shout out to the people who believe in him, the people who don't. You know, the rankings and all that kind of stuff. Who put all? I mean, they got. I read one ranking got like 10 quarterbacks in Georgia over him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even on the list. Top 10. You know, for him to do the things that he done, you know, with the at the school, with the talent and stuff that he done did it with his yardage. You know, it wasn't like he went over to a school like Buford and anybody that just had all level receivers and everything like that. We went over to a school that we gonna build with. That you know what I'm saying, they had the same comparable team as he is. So the boys they built it up and he did what he supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? He stayed loyal to his team and stuff like that. I feel like those things should be rewarded, you know, and not just I don't know what people paying for these rings. I don't know what it's about. But I know with the kids that we don't beat these kids, we done had, you know, we like second in Georgia with the rank with the yardage and stuff up under one of the top kids in the nation. I don't get how he missed some of these lists. But like I told him with that top 10 he ain't on, hang that up in his locker. And every game you make sure you make sure you get more yards than that player did. You know what I'm saying? Than that other quarterback. Make sure you know what I'm saying. You leave an impression this year to make everybody who didn't rank you understand that they don't know sports. You know what I'm saying? That hey, if you ain't, you know what I'm saying, or you know, you took the prize. So at the end of the day, don't come along. So later on when you get the way you got to go, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, we stand down with the people who been down. You know, you get the news second now. You know what I'm saying? Our other resources gonna get it first. So that's just how I look at it, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, like I say again, for all the people who support him, all the people who follow him, all the people who, you know, pray for him. That's the biggest thing. Pray for his success. Hope and wish nothing but good success on him. Then, you know, that's a blessing, man. I just, you know what I'm saying, I love everybody for that. And you know, so, you know what I'm saying, we gonna keep grinding, we gonna keep going higher and higher. We work. We don't just work on he talented, but bro, we working. He trained 3 times a week with his quarterback training. He do weightlifting every day. He got a weight trainer that he train twice a week. Then he do 7-on-7s on the weekends. Man, we out here working. We ain't out here asking for nothing. We ain't out here expecting nothing but to get the thing that we work hard for. You know what I'm saying? So he working. So that's what so we just wanted everybody to know that you work hard, you do what you got to do, you gonna ride to the top, as my wife down there saying. The cream gonna ride to the top. Just keep
There
on
you
working.
go. There you go.
I got
Hey.
one thing before we let him go. Hold on. Audience needs to hear this. Hold on.
I feel like he's going to say exactly what I'm about to say, but go ahead.
Hey, look, peep this. Money Man Kelly, Coach Kelly.
Yeah.
Peep this. We got a top 26 coming out next
Yup.
on the pod, okay? For the class of 2026. I'm not gonna reveal where your son's ranked, but just know he's gonna be on that list. Okay.
I was literally about to say I have my ranking right here.
Look at it bad.
This week
Hey
is
man, like
7:30.
I'm like you say, like Big Baller, man. Tell me who else, you know what I'm saying, done rushed for many yards, done got a many touchdown, done passed for many yards. Tell me the other 2026 kid that doing that. You know what I'm saying? At a
I'll
7,
wait.
8 level. He ain't at his, I could have went any school. He could have went any school in Georgia. He still can go to a lot of these big name schools. A lot of big name schools still want my son to this day to come there. You know what I'm saying? But we doing it the old fashioned way. We doing it from the bottom level, the ground level up, showing his true skills. You know what I'm saying? Working, playing with the players he grew up with, the players he loved. He playing. They playing for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the underrated receivers he got coming up, man. That kid Kobe, they got a kid Mari, man. These kids, y'all gonna see these kids, man. This year that you know these wide receivers they got over there, Peachtree Ridge, King, Thomas, man. Y'all gonna see
Yep.
our defense, Dorian. I can keep naming them, bro. Said we got a lot of players, running back, a lot of players, man. Linemen, they gonna look good, man. And like I say, they doing it we built not bought, baby. That's the new thing for 2024. Built
Built
not
that
bought, baby.
ball.
We ain't paying for it. We building it.
Love it.
Simple as that, Coach. So I just wanted to say that, man. He's gonna be featured on the list. If you ever tune in next week, definitely do so. And
Yes,
I've
sir.
always been high on your son, and I think the rating's gonna come. I think he's gonna put we not gonna be put on notice. We already know how good your son is, but they're gonna be put on notice, and I think that's when you go see coming season. He'll probably end up being a 4-star, 5-star. He's that good, man. The tape speaks for itself. So you got nothing to worry about, coach. He's gonna be just fine. And you got the great mentorship under you, and he's a good kid, so he's gonna be just fine.
Thank y'all, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everything. Coach, you had one more? Or?
Oh, I'm good. Baker, you want to close us out?
I'm good. I can close this out, man. Mr. Kelly, man, father, you know what I'm saying, mentor, great man as a whole, pioneer in his own right, man. We appreciate you for coming on. And as always, TCP, the creative player, man. Thank you again for coming on and endowing us with your knowledge. Yes, sir.
Long live Vent, man. Long live Rodney, man. All my homeboy, you know, they love my boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we doing it for y'all, brother. You know what I'm saying? This year, committed y'all climb, my boy, you know, Jacque, all y'all, man. Love y'all, man. We doing it for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? And hey, coaches, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the breakdown of that film you did with him, man. That was, hey, bro, that was remarkable. I love that. You know what I'm saying? You really seen some high quality, and I appreciate all the support y'all done so far, man, with him. And you know, I'm like I said, we be some big supporters, man. Anytime you need something from TCP, man, and you know, let us know, man.
A little hat or something,
hey,
man.
for sure. What can we get the merch,
man?
man?
Oh yeah, shout out to the line www.creativeplayer.store. You know, I got y'all. I'm gonna have something for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just gotta wear it for me.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we got you. Let us know.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. All right, man. Thank y'all, guys, man. Y'all
have
be
a blessed night.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Y'all.
Yes,
there he
sir.
goes. So y'all heard it here, man. As we said, bro, we've been hounding Kelly for a minute. Y'all go ask anybody. Y'all go look at the clippings. Y'all go back to my day show. I've been saying it for the longest how I feel about obviously Kelly and Peachtree Ridge. And I told y'all, I said last year, I was like, I got them winning the region, and he was one of the reasons why they didn't win it, but they had their most wins since 2009. So they're gonna be fine, man. They're gonna be fun. But what's our biggest takeaways before we move on?
From the interview, the biggest takeaway from this.
Yes.
Sorry, bro. I'm sorry. You know, but
where you at, man?
My bad. Sometimes the audio become muffled through these bad boys. But anyway, biggest takeaway, I think, just that's a good question. Man,
I'll answer. My
biggest cut me off, bro. Give an answer, bro. I say the biggest
you need some time. I'm gonna help you.
The umbrella of people that like it's like he said it takes a village. You know what I'm saying? This amount of people like talk about print like Aaron Nolan's pop. He's talking about a lot of parents that kind of like are well connected. So that was my biggest takeaway, just how connected it is outside of what we see on Fridays and Thursdays. So yeah, my bad. I know that was a little rough.
Rome just own one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just help you up, bro. I'm looking out for a brother.
Got the jersey today.
Yeah, it's the fresh cut. He feeling himself. It's the fresh cut. That's
you funny. No, my biggest takeaway is the fact that he's such a supporting dad. The fact that his life revolves around his kids, and not every dad's like that. It's a dad that's in his life, a black dad in his life. You know what I mean? Trying to support, help, give him advice. Be there when times get hard. Be there when he needs somebody to be in his corner. And do what he needs to do to get his son to that next level. It's not about him no more. And I heard a lot about that in that interview. Like every time we talked about, and that's why I kind of directed my questions to his son, because every time we talk about himself or we try to talk about him, he kind of directed that to his son. So I could tell it's not about him anymore. It's about passing something on to his son. So that was my biggest takeaway from it.
Yeah, I think
shout out to 140 people in the chat. I am so sorry. 140 people in the chat. 140 people in here. Let's do it, bro. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry, brother.
I told you, Rome won one tonight. I'll make my take quick, man. Like he owned one. I told you. Hey, bro, it's the fresh cut. Fresh twist, the fresh brace, fresh cut.
Oh man, that's funny.
Nonetheless, my biggest takeaway was what he said about NIL. I think a lot of parents.
Yes.
He gave some really good insight on that. Just like, oh well, people are commenting like, oh, I can represent your son, and then like you said, later on you have to pay it in college and stuff. Like you said, just do the due diligence, do the research, find out what you really getting yourself into. read the fine print. If you can, try to get a lawyer. If it's too much, just try to have somebody you trust, a trusted source, to read it over. You know what I'm saying? What you sign before you sign your son over, sign your kid over. That's what stood out to me the most. And like you said, all it takes is a little bit of business acumen. You don't need a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? Long as you as a parent, if you're doing your research and you know it, obviously you're gonna take some bumps, you're gonna learn it. You know, you might make a couple mistakes, but at least you're trying to put for the best interest of your son. I think that was the most kind of profound because you can negotiate deals yourself. If somebody wants your son to sponsor, okay. What are we talking? You know, are we talking a merge deal? Are we talking money involved? What is the parameters of this deal? So that really stood out to me.
Understand.
That's facts, man. That's facts. Just like the family orientation, man. Like especially being black pops and overall just the amount of knowledge he gave. Like I said, it's probably about 100,000, probably more than 100,000 worth of information he gave out tonight. He was a consultant. So man, shout out to him. You know, some people be tight-lipped, you know what I mean? Some people be tight-lipped, but, you know, I think we're entering the age where honesty is becoming the main thing, man. So we appreciate that. Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to leave that there. We got 2 topics tonight for football before we move to the 3-man weave, man. I'm going with the hot news, man. Justice Terry flips to USC, and Isaiah Gibson commits to USC. Bacon, I'm starting with you. Before we get to Terry, we both talked to Isaiah Gibson. And I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Man.
It's me by surprise, bro. I said, what? USC? Bro, he was talking about Clemson. He had Georgia gear on at the event. He talked about highly about NC State. I'm like,
right.
What? Bro.
Man, listen, bro. I'm finna give you the real, bro. These kids, like I think me and Coach James was talking a while back, like these kids, they're like, of course, we do our job. We got to report, you know what I'm saying, especially representing Georgia Tech like we do in South Carolina, myself and Will Morrison, South Carolina, Clemson, no pun intended. Like we ask these kids these questions, and a lot of times, you know, they don't know. They're trying to give you a good answer because if you give them a bad answer, it could come off in the article. So they're just trying to, you know, give you couple takes, and I remember when I was down there in Warner Robins, hoping I don't get nobody in trouble. I was talking to Gibbs, man. I knew Gibbs. Nah, he's not with South Carolina. But I gotta do my job. And you know what I'm saying? I asked him at the UA camp about South Carolina, but I knew, you know what I'm saying? But you just gotta do your report and see what's going on. So am I surprised that he went to USC? Yes, but
yes,
we look at the palm trees, the business move it is going out to California, like one of the first NIL states. And man, when I was a kid, I'm like, I'm going to USC. I seen Reggie Bush, how they was moving with Coach Pete Carroll, all the facilities they had going. I said, yes, that's where I don't care nothing about Georgia and Alabama. I'm going to California.
I get it. I get the palm trees. I get the NIL. But I brought up this question too. It's like at the end of the day, like as an athlete, right? And this has nothing to do with Gibson or Terry. As an athlete, you got to decide, right? Do I want the money to payday now? Right? Do I want that $700,000, $1 million? Because remember now, California got one of the highest taxes that you're gonna pay, bro. That million, not really $1 million.
And school right now, though, twin.
$1,000. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna pay taxes on it. So I do get it from that perspective. Some of these kids are in tough situations and they gotta help their family. I understand. All I'm saying is think about this too, guys. And I'm gonna leave y'all with a little gem tonight before I throw it to Jerome, get his thoughts. Think about too, guys, the program that's gonna develop you the best. Okay. Think about the program where at your position, they're producing the most talent on the NFL level. Okay. I think that's very profound, bro, because if you're an outside linebacker, what team is drafting? Get a lot of linebackers, right? You think about, you think about UGA, Clemson, right? Defensive linemen, UGA, 4 to 5 guys have went on that defensive line in the NFL draft. Cornerback, Alabama, right? Clemson. Like, this is what you got to think of as an athlete. Obviously, the money's great. But think about too, who's going to develop me the most? Who has the most recent track rate or even historic track rate of producing the best at the position I'm playing in? I think
college basketball has changed. College football has changed right now, though. I'm
not saying you're wrong. You're right.
That's the commitments they have. You know, so Juju Lewis is currently committed to USC as well, and this may change. I know that's coming up a little later, but you know, that who wouldn't want to play with Julian Lewis?
Go ahead, Ron. What you think?
That's what it is. I mean, bro, like USC got some of the best, the highest NIL money out there right now. You know, being that South Cal right now, and SoCal, and being able to do that. You got Lincoln Riley over there, who's big on the offensive side at least, and when you can bring in like a Julian Lewis, the track line of quarterbacks that they had there, just got the hottest quarterback name out there in the NFL draft right now came from that school, So when you have that, when you have a school that, can bring in more talent right after that last guy, and then you had the money into it as well, people are going to flock over there. And it's a great state, as far as weather, he's shaking his head.
It's not a great state with what they got going on, but I feel with the weather.
Weather. That's why I said great state with weather. But it's appealing. It's appealing. It really is appealing, and I get it. I get it. So, I don't want. It's the same thing with IG Academy. How beautiful IG Academy is for high school, and it's beautiful. So they get all these recruits. They pay a lot of resources in the stadium and the facilities. A great culture, great coaching. And you already got all these players already going there. So you're enticed to go in there. So I feel like, I don't want to knock the kids for going there. It was definitely a surprise. I'll give you that. It was definitely a surprise. But like Bacon said, these kids are getting trained how to talk to media now. And, they have to say positive things about each school. You can't be like, that school's kind of, you know what I mean? They can't really do that because, like you said, anything can go anywhere, it can go viral, and for the bad reasons,
Right.
That'll be on your record forever, And if you go in the NFL draft and they pick apart every single thing about your entire life with the NFL draft, so if you're thinking about going to the NFL, you gotta keep that record clean as possible, So, I get it.
And another reason too, it never rains in Southern. We don't want to get copyright. So
Cal.
But on the other side of town, it never rains.
Listen, bro, we got so many California songs, "Kind of for the Love,"
Lord,
I'm telling you, brother. Y'all for me, deuces. I'm out. Just for the 3-year college lifestyle in California. You don't know who you're going to interact with. You got Hollywood there. You don't want to get
Hollywood.
You don't want to get messed up by the Hollywood. But if you play it like we was talking to DJ Rump a couple weeks ago, last month. You know what I'm saying? You got a good household, you got a good nurse. The brother can sing. The brother wants to act, play football. He wants to get in Head and Shoulders commercials. If you can stay grounded, California is the building ground for being one of the best NIL schools. You know what I'm saying? If Hollywood don't murky up the waters out there, but that's definitely something not to ignore is the Hollywood thing, especially what came out today. But that's neither here nor there. But we gotta keep it real on the pod, man.
We not only get the spill, we keep it real, man. But I don't want it to seem like I'm coming off as hating. I don't want it to seem like that. Obviously, I think them boys is great. I hope they go on and excel. I'm just saying, I think at the end of the day, just do what's best for you, obviously. But just think about, those kind of things. What school can develop you the best as well? Money's important. Money's a factor. That's exactly. But y'all do what's best for you. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not be surprised if them boys flip.
And why is that, Naj?
Why is that? It goes back to my point. Okay, I'm gonna give you a concrete example. Mikel Georgia. Yeah, you did. I'll let me.
He was committed to USC, wasn't he?
He was committed to USC. This is when I was an intern, right? Committed to USC, ended up flipping to Georgia. Okay, so Kirby Smart not finna just let him just leave, right? He's gonna try his best to keep him here. Okay, so you expect him to be hot on his trails, hot and trying to keep him here, bro. So don't be surprised if either one of them or even both of them flip.
That's true. Segueing on, can Georgia still land Julian Lewis?
Who want to go first?
Go ahead, Jerome.
I think it's a possibility. Juju committed so early. Now he did reclassify, which kind of make that earliness not as bad. But Juju's still able to go out and visit places, and he lives in Georgia, so that always makes it a big deal when you're in a place where you hear about the same team, you hear about the same coaches, you run the coaches a lot more because you're in that area, so it can start being enticing, like, hey man, this guy's showing me a lot of love, and he's able to be here a lot more than like Raleigh, who's had to come from California over here, or vice versa, he had to go over there. It's right around the back corner. It's a lot of talent. It's a lot of players on that team that's already committed and signed to that school. That just getting there. That's some of his friends. I'm sure he's friends with KJ Bolden and all of them. So, man, I think it's a possibility. Will it happen? It could. It definitely could. I could see it happening. I'm not gonna say it won't happen, but some of these new signings might make him be like, what, I might stay there. You never know.
These boys definitely in contact.
Exactly.
But I think what's another good point I just thought about? When Juke went out there, when Juke committed to SC, his NIL kind of started to pop off. You know what I mean? So maybe these guys are looking at the same interest. However, I'll throw a monkey wrench in the whole thing. Deion's been getting a lot of good rapport out there in Colorado, so I'll just throw that out there for food for thought. Can Juke go to Georgia? It's obviously still anything is possible these days, man. Well, Georgia being a flagship of college football right now, but NIL and influence, and Coach Prime builds his whole. He hangs his hat on. He's just looking out for the best interest in the players. Who look like him. Got a lot of influence. He's got obviously influencers coming in. Wallow, Desi Banks was there when AG and them went. So that's a big recruiting factor these kids can relate to, and want to get to know those type of influences. So that's big. But what you think, Naj?
I'm gonna say it's possible, not probable. I'm gonna use that line. It's possible, not probable. I think it is possible, but I don't think it's gonna happen because too much has changed, right? Obviously, we classify. I thought it was very likely up until what we had this past weekend, and that was number one player in the 2026 class, Nashville Christian, going and committing there. And the reason I say that, I don't know if Georgia's going to keep him or not. We don't know because, you have these things. These things change, right? We seen what happened with Dylan Raiola, right? Came all the way from Arizona, right? Georgia, played his high school football here. We thought he was going to stay to Georgia. Ended up flipping on the signing day to Nebraska. So not sure, Only reason I say not right now because I think Juju can come in and play, but a lot of times when you come in Georgia, you're not necessarily going to start that first year. Even if you are ultra talented quarterback, go look at the Justin Fields example, right? He was like the number one player, I think, in the country at his position, maybe even overall, right? Coming into that class along with Trevor Lawrence, I believe, right? Who went to Clemson. He didn't even play his first year. He ended up transferring out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if Juju probably wants to go to a spot he's going to play as soon as he's a freshman. I don't know if that's possible at Georgia. You got after this year, Carson Beck's going to leave. Puglisi that you're going to have to probably battle for a starting job. If Juju goes him, and then the year after they're going to bring in Jared Curtis. So I don't know. Is it possible? Maybe. Is it probable? I don't think so.
Yeah, he was number 2 overall, number 1 dual threat quarterback per 247.
There you go.
Yeah. Which is why I think the door is wide open for Colorado to slide in because we know Coach Prime going to let you play. That's a fact.
Yeah. So, obviously he's going to do his best for him. He's at SC, so it makes a lot of sense. We'll see what happens. We see what happens, but I don't think it's likely. I know Juju probably wants to play, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So what we got next on the Legion?
What we got?
3-man weave, baby.
Let's do it.
Go ahead, Drone. Go ahead. 3-man weave.
3-man weave.
Yeah.
That's good.
First thing on the board, man. Let Naj go and segue into the first topic, man.
Why don't you want to do it?
Because he's going to grill and I got.
Yeah.
You got the
I got
Well,
to put
we've seen per report on 3, your guys are keeping them, but I'm still going to ask the question.
Of course.
Is it time to move on from John Calipari after going out in the first round in Oakland? Is it time?
Man, it was definitely wasn't fun watching. When I seen that 3 go down in the quarter, I said, "I'm not turning the game off." But is it time to move on from Calipari? I don't. It's never going to be a good time to move on from a coach like that who came in and really revamped the whole program, bringing in John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Brandon Knight. There's so many great players that just came through. Jamal Murray,
Davis, Cat, Devin Booker, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Man, come on. Ashton Hayes, so there's a lot, you know what I'm saying? When you look at Kentucky, you look at the NBA, Anthony Davis, you know what I'm saying? So to move on from a coach like that who's been able to bring in that high caliber of talent, it's going to be tough to move on from. I think it's going to be even harder moving on from Calipari than it is maybe moving on. Than it was harder for Duke to move on from Coach Mike Krzyzewski because, you know, nobody who's bringing in talent like this, man. What is he saying to these? I mean, once you kind of get it going, it's going to sell itself. But like early on, what do you do? So, me personally, as a fan who's been following him for a while now, he's got at least 2 to 3. 3 maybe pushing it 2. I think we got to get final. If Final Four, if he go win the championship in the next 2-3 years, you got to keep Cal, man. This off the impact, yeah.
No,
impact,
I agree.
revenues brought in. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Yeah, but if y'all go out, y'all are 1-4 in your last 5 tournament appearances. If y'all go out in the first round again next year, or even the second round, he's done.
Yeah, if he goes out in the first round, yeah, for sure,
it's over. You know, but he to do. what Calipari got to do is he got to adjust his mindset. Right, you're still gonna have the top talent coming in, but the kids are young. Right, the game is changing, like you've been saying. You're playing up against on average 24-year-olds. Some of these kids is 18 years old, 17 years old coming in. So he has to go get veterans out of the transfer portal, bigs, whatever position you want to be, somebody that's, you know, can come to a Kentucky and be a leader, right? Show these guys the way and be somebody you can put on the tournament when they're going this tough.
So do you feel like he got out coached, or do you just feel like them guys just hit tough shots? Now, if this team go to the Final Four, we're gonna revisit this topic. But
who's going to the Final Four?
I'm saying if what's the name of that school team? Oakland. If Oakland goes to the Final Four,
they're done. They're eliminated.
They're already eliminated.
That's my point. So if they would have went that far, that's a different story. But they
right.
You know what I'm saying? So no, I mean I think you're right. It's not the talent's not the problem, Bacon. The problem is it's not
another one.
That was by accident.
But yeah, so I think what it is, Bacon, y'all got to go get veterans. Like y'all got to go in, get in the portal, and it's not just like I said, the talent. It's basically, Bacon, what it is. There's more experience now than what it was before. You can't win with 5 freshmen and platoon swap them like how you could before. People are saying NIL money. Like now, you got to be able to have a little bit of both. That's what makes UConn so great. UConn got a couple of freshmen coming in this year. They're the exemplary model you got to follow right now. They went and got Tristan Newell from East Carolina. They went and got some guys out of the portal, added to the group. Veterans already played, got experience, and then they go and get some of the top freshmen. Stephon Castle come in there and play significant minutes. Doesn't start, you know, or it probably is starting now, but getting that experience, and then that's why the team is so good. That's all Baltimore they can do.
That's facts. That's good. That's valid. That's very valid. They're looking the same thing in South Carolina, man.
Yeah. Real quick before we move on, what's your thoughts on that guard I showed you, Michi?
Michi Johnson.
Yeah, Michi Johnson.
Man, that's. Well, he's like I'm not sure what his classification is, but he's definitely upperclassman. I thought he was a senior this year, or he could. I think he might be. So he's coming back for his 5th year because he was eligible for the draft last year. Well, you don't need 1 year, but let me get back to the point. Anyway, you got is Ellis coming in next year? No, he's got 1 more year. He's 2025. That's big. I'm surprised. I was shocked by that, to be honest with you. I don't know, man. I don't really know. I wish I had more like they had a phenomenal year this year. He was a main part to South Carolina being successful, hitting some big shots. for him to want to up and move. I mean, if he's going to go to a bigger school, it's only going to be better for him, getting more exposure, I guess. But he'll definitely never be forgotten by the people who represent the Garnet and Black for what he's done last year and this year, coming from Ohio State. Special hoop. I think he's from the Ohio area, if I'm not mistaken. But special hooper, man. Special. Definitely going to be an NBA player one day.
No doubt. Just want to get your thoughts on. I know he averaged like 14 points this past season and had a really good year. Just was kind of surprising to see him enter the portal.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'll throw it back to you.
All right, man. Moving on to the next topic in the 3-man weave. As soon as my list pops up here, we got a little lag. Naj, and if you want to tap in, Joe, I know you've probably been watching a couple of these March Madness games. Which team are you most confident to win the tournament, women and men's? We'll start with the ladies first.
Me, real quick, I'll throw it to you. I go South Carolina.
Yes, easy.
I was gonna say the same thing.
South Carolina for sure. Sleeper team, you definitely got to watch Iowa. Definitely got to watch LSU and USC, who I've been high on out there. Exactly.
Juju, I watched the other night. Juju can hoop.
Man, now are they going to beat UCLA? That remains to be seen.
I think so.
You think so? Yeah, I think so too. For the men's, I think you still got to go UConn, man. I'm very high on Duke right now from what I've seen, but I think UConn is. If you got your money on the line, you better put your money on UConn. If you're not, you playing with fire.
I'm going with UNC. Just loving how they are. That's my team anyway. So I don't know bias, but yeah, UNC is my guys.
Yeah, that was a good win over Michigan State this weekend, man.
Yes, sir. Great win.
Yeah, that Elite Eight matchup potentially between you and Arizona is going to be a barn burner. I think that's going to be an intriguing matchup. Can't wait to see who comes on top. Arizona can score at a high clip. We got Caleb Love, formerly of you guys, UNC. So it gets to play against the team. I think that'll have all the theatrics in that game. That'll be really, really, really fun. My sleeper bacon to come out is Tennessee. I think they can go in there. We'll see if Purdue can kind of beat out Gonzaga, but I think Tennessee can handle Creighton. That Purdue-Tennessee matchup is going to be intriguing. I think Tennessee can make a Final Four appearance this year. They're just that good. But obviously, I think the lock is going to be, for me, UConn.
For sure. I think Clemson, that game against Arizona, that's not going to be no cakewalk for Arizona, man. If Love's going to show up, Clemson is a very balanced team. They can knock down jumpers. They do everything well, man. So that's a possible upset alert for me, man. I'm not going to lie to you.
I want to see that. I want UConn to do well because I want to see a UConn versus UNC matchup. That'd be fireworks right there.
Nah, facts. That's facts. Let's see. We got. Well, let's see. What matchup are you most looking forward? Are y'all most looking forward to on the women's bracket?
Let me pull it up real quick so I can look in depth. I can't think off the top of my head because I only see games last night. I didn't really see the bracket. So 1 second.
You could, I forget who played. I know who played last night. You remember, Joe? There's a lot of good games. I think the USC played last night for sure.
USC played Kansas, beat them pretty good. Iowa barely hung on to beat West Virginia. It was very physical with them. That gave me a little bit of cause of concern. Yeah. LSU struggled early on in the first half.
Yes.
Pulled away in the third quarter, fourth quarter. Like you said, Flauja got it going. Haley Van Lith has been struggling. And like you said, I think they need to run the offense through her. I think that would be very smart.
Most definitely, man. Shout out to Andrew Reese for playing the head games, man. Getting was it Creighton who they beat last night?
No, LSU beat Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee getting that. I gotta get her name, man. Getting the big girl out of there from Middle Tennessee, man. Before she left that game, it was up in the air.
No doubt. I'm gonna say don't sleep on and the girls I didn't mention this. Don't sleep on UConn. UConn looked real good. They can space the floor. Paige Bookers can shoot it from deep. They got some girls, some senior leadership. Lith, she's really good. Leads them in assists all time. Really great player. Top matchup on the girls' side.
Morgan Maley. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're fine. I think I'm gonna go LSU UCLA as the most intriguing one in this round.
LSU UCLA.
Yeah, I think that'll be like the most intriguing one, no doubt.
Nah, for sure. I think it's definitely a lot of good basketball coming up, man. Definitely gonna stay tuned. That Houston for the men's side of Houston versus who they got? Houston versus Duke.
Yes,
That's gonna be a big one. It's Friday night, Friday prime time. I think it's at 9:00.
yeah, that's the game right there.
What you think will happen? What y'all think is gonna happen, man? You think defense is gonna win? You think Jerry McCain coming in shooting 40% from three? They gonna ice him out?
I think they like if Duke. So I'm gonna give them credit in that game against James Madison. I low-key had an upset, but they got to be on attack mode, bro. If they come out with that same mentality for Houston, they could be in trouble. But if Duke's playing around and not hitting shots, they're struggling. Like get to the rack, lean on Jeremy Roach. Obviously, got Therese Proctor. You got McCain. You got Filipowski. Teams are gonna try to take away Filipowski. They know that you're his best player, but they guards can score the way they've been scoring. I think they'll be just fine.
That's facts.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna transition into the next topic. Latest intel on Jalen Wingfield, man. I interviewed him last week, 2 weeks. Let me check the Twitter post, man, or this YouTube post. Matter of fact, it was 9 days ago, so a little over a week. But this past Sunday, he was at the Hoops for Diabetes. I can't remember. Let me see what. So I'm talking out the side of my neck. Foul Up 3. Shout out to Foul Up 3, man. If you need, once they tap into Hoops, tap into Foul Up 3, DTP, Live to Grind. We had him on the pod, Ramon knows. But it was all UC Hoops for Diabetes, UC All-American game. The young man Jalen Wingfield went out there, did his thing. Got some tough buckets, man. You know what I'm saying? 6'7", son of a former NBA player. His pops attended Cincinnati under the tutelage of West Virginia's head coach right now. I believe he still holds. I know he did break Oscar Robertson's freshman record for the most points scored in his first game. So the pedigree is there, man. Being 6'7", the brother can pull up from a lot of multitudes of places. He's a problem child, man. He's getting a lot of interest from Florida State. Let's see, Georgia Tech, Georgia. The homeschool is definitely going to tap in with him. It's one more school. It's big, but what's interesting to me is Overtime Elite. He's getting some interest from Overtime Elite. We know what they got going on. They are a top flight system when it comes to getting high school players ready for the next level. It's the closest thing you're going to get to for all my hoop parents watching. It's the closest thing you're going to get to playing in college and playing in the league at the same time. You got school education's under one roof, trainers under one roof, media trainers under one roof, and you get to stay right across the street from Atlantic Station. Got to be more careful. But they got a lot going on. So we're gonna tap in to a little bit to the interview, man, and let y'all hear a few takes, man. Get you let you learn about the man himself.
Yes, sir. You just gotta get bacon on that technology running.
Come on, twin. Come on, twin. Ain't gonna play with him. For real. Yeah.
Nah, that dude hit me hard. So I couldn't do it again.
What team was you playing for?
I was playing for the Tigers.
Tigers. In Atlanta?
No, Thomasville.
Word. So obviously, for football, they just one state, So how was the atmosphere on campus? Was it crazy?
Yeah. I wasn't there. I bet it was crazy though.
I
bet it was crazy though, because I'm at Tri-Cities now.
Yeah. So you didn't hoop at Tri-Cities this year. You was
I had to sit out a year. I had to sit out this season.
And we will stop it right there, man. Hopefully I stopped it. So yeah, the young man is transferring to Tri-Cities, man. Can we get the horns, bro? Can we get the horns real quick?
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Ricardo research it. Yeah. So he returned to Tri-Cities this year. I did not know before talking to him that he didn't play his sophomore year. I mean, is it that big of a deal being a sophomore, missing your sophomore season? Not really. He's already got notoriety. He's already got some offers. He's 6'7", you know what I'm saying? Passing the eye test is probably the biggest thing when it comes to recruiting these days. So transferring to Tri-Cities is going to be big. The hoop culture is immaculate up there. Simeon Cattle's at Kennesaw State right now. They just won a state championship against Eagles Landing, if I'm not mistaken, like 2-3 years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? He's got some big shoes to step in. This summer he's going to be playing with AE5, so you can catch him on a circuit, the Adidas circuit, doing this thing. I know me and Naj are going to tap into him, see him at Rise, and he might be he'll probably be at Tip-Off Classic. So we're going to see him, catch up with him, man, and provide y'all some high-level quality content. But he's definitely a name to know. 6'7" sophomore is all you need to know. His brother's already broke a backboard. I'll see if I can pull that clip up for y'all as we transition. But if y'all have anything to say, we'll move on.
Nah, I think it's a great talent. That's my last thing on him. I think he's a great talent. I can't wait to see what he does. Can't wait to actually see him in person. Like you say, he's gonna be at 85, so it's gonna be interesting to see him just on the AAU circuit, man. And obviously they've been doing it big with that and giving these kids a lot of exposure. So can't wait to see him in person and officially play.
Most definitely. What about you, Jerome?
Don't know much about him, but I love the interview, man. You did a great job with it. I seen it the other day. I didn't watch the whole. Well, I watched the whole thing, but you know how like sometimes you watch it and you kind of like doing some stuff while you're watching. So I heard most of it, but yeah, it was a great interview. Seemed like a good, humble kid, and wish the best of him.
That's fact. Down at heart, he's from Atlanta, but at his heart, he's a down south Georgia boy. His pops is from Albany. He's from Albany, Georgia, which is why he was enrolled at Thomas County Central. Not too far, but you know what I'm saying, here's the clip of the young man breaking the backboard, man. Share screen. Boom. They're laughing at me, Chad, but they don't know I'm on their neck.
Oh shit!
I'm filtered and everything.
I mean, hey, that's how the school posted it on their
Really?
site.
That's
So,
hilarious.
so they definitely get your attention. But yeah, man.
He had a Shaq moment.
That was him as a freshman. Yeah, that was him as a freshman. So, but moving on to the next thing, talking on the Hoops Radar Tournament this weekend and tip off Classic next week. So I know Naj will be on the Radar event, man. What have you heard? You know what I'm saying, and what are you expecting to see?
Yeah, I'm expecting to see great talent. I know they've been all over. They just had the Birmingham Classic. They do a great job exposing the kids. I've reached out to some people. I did hear back, so they posted post like their media credential, I think, on their Twitter account, hopefully, and you can fill it out there. So, trying to do that. Just trying to get more. I told you already, Bacon, this off air. I'm just trying to get more into the hoop circuit. I feel like football, I don't want to say I'm well known, but, definitely a couple people know me, on the football circuit. I'm just trying to be dynamic, man.
Yes, sir. Don't be humble now, boy.
A couple.
A couple people know me, nothing too crazy. But I'm trying to really tap into the hoops team, and I want to be great in both. I've always loved hoops. I grew up playing hoops. I had a great knowledge of hoops. Played it all the way up until all the way to junior year of high school, still playing rec ball, and traveling, playing a little AAU too. So I always loved hoops, man, and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm just trying to get more into it, man. I feel like football obviously gonna be my first love, but basketball was real big for me playing. I started playing football probably like 11 years old, and then I was big in the hoops, man. So just want to get back more into it, man, to see these kids play.
Most definitely. Is there a specific player that you're trying to go see, or just going to see what they got, man? Because we know OTR has a lot. They do a lot of good things, man. They bring a lot of good talent.
Really going to go see what they got. I haven't heard too many crazy things as far as players that are supposed to be there. Again, I'm kind of on the outside. Like I said, my knowledge is not to where everybody else is with it. So there probably is going to be marquee players there. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I haven't heard nothing too crazy, but I'm definitely trying to see what they got and kind of scope out the talent.
Most definitely, man. And The Tip-Off Classic is the following week, man. So it's going to be a lot of shucking and driving. I would just have a Swanee this weekend for I think I was at a hoop scene event, so I'll be back on that side of town. But just you've been there. You've been there one time. I'm saying you've seen how it kind of moves. So going back this second time around with some better equipment, you know what I'm saying? What's kind of your game plan, or just what are you expecting this time around?
I think it's going to be the same great talent. I felt a little bit better because I feel like I know more of the talent now. Definitely going to be better researched. Definitely want to know the rosters a little bit better if possible. And then be able to
dead twin. Sorry.
Huh?
I'm just saying with the rosters, man, and AU they change so ever so often, and usually they don't provide. It's not going to be updated. Yeah.
Thank you for letting me know. But nonetheless, I do want to know the top players they're going to have there in general, and make sure I'm able to do that. I want to get a couple more interviews for sure. I feel like I got a little bit of content, but again, my camera wasn't the best. I feel like I'm a little bit more camera adept now, learning from Jerome, learning from you, obviously too, Bacon. So I feel like I can kind of do a little bit more. You teaching me different things with the autofocus, Bacon. Jerome, you teaching me different things with the lighting and stuff like that. Like that stuff I didn't really know about, last year. And me investing in the camera, I think that's going to help me there. And then just being able to be, give these kids exposure, So that's why I'm excited for Tip-Off Classic and be able to see all the great talent. Last year it was great. A lot of, big time guys. Caleb Wilson, got to see him for the first time. Seen some other kids. So I feel like it'll be better this time.
Most definitely, man. And I just had a question. It slipped my mind. Man. Oh, and I know I'm not gonna be at the OTR thing, but I am gonna be at and Jerome may be there with me at Coach Mills Ballers Choice Camp down there in Villarica, whatever you want to say. So,
yeah.
We'll be down there tapping in with Coach Mill on the south side in West Georgia, you know what I'm saying? So that's where we'll be at. Hopefully the question will pop back in my head. But until then, we'll move on to actually we're just gonna move on. Bacon's plans to cover the Atlanta Dream. Yeah, so the Atlanta Dream, just the whole women's basketball movement, and it's not even about just the rise of women's basketball for me. It's just it's the WNBA, man. It's right next to the NBA, so the more exposure I have, like Coach Kelly was saying earlier, man, just more exposure you have at the highest level, the better you're gonna be. Because I'm trying to be big time, or just as big as God let me be, man. Through working hard and networking. So going there and covering the best women's athletes, Ryan Howard. Haley Jones, if I'm not mistaken, was at Stanford last year. They got Alicia Gray, I believe, who's South Carolina Project. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, your mama who you could think of, Brianna Stewart, Leah Boston, Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? I think, yeah, they should be there. You know what I'm saying? They get drafted in. So it's going to be a fun time and go to get their perspective on just how the game is. It's going to be fun, intuitive, and a great experience for me. So I got a contact today. I'm going to reach out, you know what I'm saying, and see where that leads me. So, you know what I'm saying, brothers, y'all want to come and tap into some Atlanta Dream and fulfill your dreams and get on the scene with Bacon Network.
Well, you know when it is, man. I try to make it out.
For sure. Man, this question's going to bug me, bro. It was a really good question. But you got anything, Jerome, before we close? Hopefully you can buy me some time before I forget.
I'm gonna let Nas break the news. I'm gonna let Nas break the news.
Yeah.
Oh. Go ahead. I'm gonna remember my head.
All right, so I might be stealing it, but big announcement, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on.
See what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Yes.
Y'all want to get into the words of wisdom and where we at this first, then get the announcement of the show.
Okay, let's do it.
You know what I mean? You break it at the end. People tune in.
Sure. That's what I was trying to remember. So
I'm gonna let you break it too. You got it.
Nah. Yeah. I
want you to do it. No.
All right, man.
What are we arguing right now?
So I'll just give my words of wisdom, man. Dang it, it's all out of order, man. My brain's scattered right now. Words of wisdom, man. Just always improve. You know what I'm saying? Get better. Seek new knowledge. Get better at what you can, man. And it's what I'm getting ready to say. It's cliche, but you know, if you really want to be great, you got to tap into yourself, man. You got to tap into yourself. Opinions of others does not matter. You know what I'm saying? What you want to do matters, and you got to believe it's got to come from in here. It's got to come from here. You got to pray and manifest on it, and you got to know what's for you. And once you know it's for you, and put a plan together, I believe it's a definite of a plan with a burning desire, even if it's a bad plan. You know what I'm saying, just if you stay committed to that plan, it's gonna work out for you. It's got to. It's written in. It's already written. It's written in the law. It's everybody. It's happened for a lot of other individuals. So moral of the story is, you got a goal that you want to achieve. Set that out, plan it out, and live it out. So that's my words of wisdom today.
Nice. My words of wisdom this week will be: if you're ever going through something, man, don't go through it alone. Find somebody to talk to, family member, friends, maybe some therapy, somebody, you know, that can get not just anybody. Somebody's gonna help you in a positive direction, you know, help you with your situation. You know, don't go through anything alone, because if you go through anything alone, man, it could be a slippery slope, bro. And you know, the mind will take you different places sometimes. So sometimes you need that outside person to help you out, get you through that. You know, we talked about support systems earlier, you know, when Coach Kelly was on. So just find your support system. Find that person that's going to have your back and talk with them. You know, and don't be afraid, man, because everybody needs help. We're all humans. We all need help. So don't go through. My advice would be, don't go through something by yourself, man. And if something's going on with you, please just reach out. If you need to reach out to us, DM us. You know what I mean? Say, hey, I got some stuff going on, coach. Like, you got a second? You know, I'll definitely take a second and hear you out and see what I can do. If I can't answer a question, maybe I can find somebody that can. But don't go through stuff by yourself. It's very imperative that you be with somebody that's gonna help you in a positive way, for sure.
My words of wisdom is be ready when your opportunity presents itself. A lot of times the opportunity comes and you're not ready. So be ready, stay ready. You don't got to get ready. So be ready for your opportunity when it presents itself. And the reason I bring that up, because us three are going to be on a major platform tomorrow. I'm not going to reveal it. That will be coming out shortly. But just know us three are going to be on a major platform, and we've been grinding, all of us individually and collectively. Collectively on this show, we're getting all these great guests that you guys see. You know, we've gotten parents, consultants, we've gotten major brand guys in here, major coaches, major players, 4 stars, 5 stars, all anything you can think of has been on the show. So
major keys.
Major keys. So, hey, be ready when the opportunity presents itself. And
Another one.
So we are an example of that. And tomorrow we're going to be on a big time platform. And obviously you guys will see that on social media here pretty soon. But I'm not going to say the platform, but you will see it here soon.
Y'all ready for me?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, bet. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to witness is amazing. A master.
Love it.
All right, here we go.
Don't do it. You still tell me no, I can have your number. I meant every word of it. I meant it. But anyway,
boy, need haircut.
So March 27th, we got you. Say less. That's easy.
March 27th, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the go. You heard it from the mouth first. That
December,
first and foremost, we'll be embarking on a journey to 11 Live News. We'll be on Born to Compete tomorrow, man. Set your TVR if you still got one, and that will be live tomorrow. But keep your eyes peeled for 11 Live News. The crew, the band is on the run. We are on the road again, and we will be on Born to Compete this winter. So look forward to air sometime this week, if not next week. But you'll definitely see it on social media, man. But we will definitely appreciate you. Some good motivational words in the comments, you know what I'm saying, our DMs, just, you know what I'm saying, kind of, you know what I'm saying, ease our minds as we get ready to go embark on this live television, man, you know what I'm saying, because it's not for the weak, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be ready. But shout out to Alex for definitely, and shout out to Naj for extending that out, and shout out to Alex for receiving us on the show, man. So Yes, sir.
First and four is gonna be on 101. Let's go.
1 of 1.
101. Team 1-1. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Most definitely. It's gonna be legendary, man. Are we vlogging tomorrow or are we just gonna vlog on the trips? Probably just trips. We'll see.
It's up to you.
I'll bring my camera. We might have to vlog this one, no lie.
Let's vlog it. Let's do it, bro.
No lie. But
Yeah, we're gonna talk off air on some plans for tomorrow for sure.
head up.
Let's get it. Head up.
Sure, but you got anything left? Oh, where are we?
Where we at? So I'll be at Route King's Friday Night Lights on Friday. It's gonna be a big spectrum. This is the third one. I've been at every single one.
Is this
It's
Friday?
a great event. It's this Friday. Yes.
Yeah.
This Friday. It starts at 6:00. It's gonna be in Douglas County. Make sure you're there. If you're not there for media, make sure you go there, support him. Go, go out there, have a good time. You're gonna see some great talent. So if you are able to go out there and support some of the athletes as well, and that's the most important part, supporting the athletes. Make sure you go out there and do that. It's gonna be big stuff. Rock King always have some great people there. Last year he had a couple of NFL guys like AJ Terrell was there. Casey Hayward was there. A couple of other NFL guys was there. So make sure y'all go out there. You might see somebody that you like. You might see some great talent. You are gonna no sorry, not might. You are gonna see some great talent, and you're gonna see Rock King in his full spectrum because he's a great guy. If you don't know who Rock King is, he just trained Tyreek Hill. He's out there in London. I think he just came back, I believe. But he was just out there in London training with Tyreek Hill at his camp in London. So he's big time. So if this is definitely a good event to go. I hope both of you guys are going.
I'll be there.
But definitely a good event to go. And then Saturday I'll be at like Bacon said, we'll be at Coach Mills' camp in Villarica. Villarica. So that's where I'll be at. Where y'all gonna be at, Naj?
Yeah, probably OTR. I'm gonna wait and see if I can get the media credential. I mean, if I don't, then I'm just gonna probably just chill. If I do, I'll be covering that. But we'll see.
Definitely.
Most definitely. Friday and locked in, and Saturday, you already know where we at. We already know where we at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate all the guests, man. We appreciate everybody going crazy in the pre-show comments before the show, man. Shout out to y'all, man. We definitely know y'all like it. Definitely spread the word, man. Share this with your friends. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, we come on here, we provide good content, we provide high level knowledge, you know what I'm saying, insight, not just from the coach perspective, not just from the media perspective, but from the parent perspective and the player perspective, man. So I want to see us continue to rise. Make sure I hit the like buttons on the YouTube, hit the like buttons on Twitter. We are on the Twitter, you know what I'm saying, hit the retweets. Let your people know, man. Do this for your people. It takes a village, man, in order for this community of recruiting NIL to kind of get better and be better for the people. Kind of like in NFL, player led. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be parent led, player led. Retweet, get the information out, man, so we can make this a more sustainable, a better ecosystem for parents, athletes, and media members alike. So if y'all could do that for us, like, retweet, subscribe, all that, donate, we would definitely appreciate that. But I'll pass it back to Naj or Jerome, and we will segue out here, y'all. But thank y'all for everything.
I got a quick one. I'm gonna let Naj close this out. But 181 viewers right now viewing it. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. A lot of y'all guys coming from Bacon's platform, so shout out to Bacon, man.
But shout out to Coach Daniels, man. I was up earlier and I had like 50, 60. I think it was like lower than that. He hit me with the retweet and it jumped and it's jump. So shout out to Coach Daniels, man.
For sure. So keep that going, man, and thank every single one of y'all guys are the reason why we are able to do this and keep going. You inspire us as we try to inspire you. So we appreciate that. And inside the hashes is 578. It might have went up because of Coach Daniels, but it's 578 into 10,000. So I appreciate everybody that is following us as well. And not only follow us, like I said before, but follow these two gentlemen too, because as soon as I get my 10, I'm helping these guys get their 10. I want these guys to get their 10 as well. So we're all one community, we're all one family. I want us to all eat. That's what we're here for. We're here for all of us to eat. It's not for one, it's for all. So go ahead, Naj, you close out, brother.
Nah, I'm gonna throw it to Bacon. Go with the big announcement, dog.
That was the going on the show was a big announcement.
No, there's another one. We have a big show next week.
We got a big show next week. Oh, you talking about? Oh, yeah, the top 26 list, right?
Yeah, let them know.
Yeah.
Hey.
We'll be revealing our top players in Georgia, class of 2026, and we'll look to bring on a special guest to provide it to y'all the right way, man. A big guy at On3 is doing a lot of big things right now. We'll definitely be in talks with him. You know what I'm saying? He's big time. We don't know if he got time no more, man. He on with Paul Feinbaum. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if we can get him on the show, man. That's definitely the big announcement for next week's show, man. If you're 2026 and you feel like you're underrated, you know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to hit us in the DMs with your film, man. And that's it, man. This is definitely first and foremost. We don't just keep it real, ladies and gentlemen. Or we don't just give the spiel. We
keep it real. Whoa, you messing it up. You want to come up with it.
Let me restart.
Okay, go ahead, Naj.
Man, make sure y'all boys tune in next week. We're dropping the top 26 in Georgia. Y'all tune into the show, and we're gonna have honorable mentions, man. Player, go ahead and send a DM. Go look at us on Instagram. All that is linked right there. Go check it out, man. We are gonna be lit, man. Hey, our list of top 25 did well. Some people didn't think it didn't. Some players had some angst about it, but we felt like it was a pretty good list nonetheless. And we're gonna have another fire list next week.
Hey,
and as
all love.
Hey, it's all love. Hey, at the end of the day, like Bacon alluded to, we're gonna be bringing on. We're gonna try our best, man. He's a busy guy. Was on Paul Feinbaum, SEC Network, Roman Harper, Super Bowl champion. We're gonna try to bring on Philip Deuce to give us his thoughts on our list and give us just a whole list, what he thinks about the college landscape itself. And we're gonna talk about Auburn football next week as well. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see. Me and Bacon gonna try to work the magic, but stay tuned for that. Top 26 in Georgia next week is coming here, and this is the first and foremost podcast where we not only give you the spiel, we keep it real.
Ooh, let's go. Hey, let's go, bro. We got it.
That's good. Make sure you follow us on IG at First and Foremost Podcast. First and foremost.
Yes, we got an IG account now. Make sure y'all follow that, baby. Let's go. Hey,
boys, look at that. You gotta hit like I'm from Atlanta, man. You got shoulders, man. Hey, boy, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna get him right, folks. We're gonna get him right.
You got me.